warranty?
If you go driving, you'll void your warranty. It needs to go through a break-in procedure.
Break in all the engine, like special revs, special driving, all that stuff.
You need to get the rings to seat. He's going to take it tomorrow, go through different load conditions, different things, and get it to break in. And then...
Clutch dumps?
No. That's why you can't drive it.
All right. Well, I guess you can price me out some V10 diesel parts, huh?
Yes.
All right, Wizard. I started with a good one, so I wasn't in a bad...
Weight loss is changing.
For so long, I felt stuck on...
bad situation with you, or is that a Fabergé egg?
Yeah, it's a tour egg. It's got wheels on it, so you can take your Fabergé egg on a tour.
For $5,000, that is so stupid.
It's a tour egg.
Who bought these back in the day?
I don't know.
I guess it's like the people that buy Stanley Cups nowadays for their kids. Like everybody needs a Fabergé egg back in 1910. Well, at least the list is short on this one.
It's short, but it's expensive. It's just enough to get a Fabergé egg, so I can have my own tour egg.
Oh, and this was a $11,000 truck. So it's not a Bugatti where, you know, proportionally it's not as big as the car's worth, but this, we could spend more than the car's worth in an instant. So, hatch struts?
Hatch struts would be about $500, parts and labor to replace those.
They're deep inside of the headliner and all that.
Deep inside, yeah.
Wonderful, okay.
And then the valve cover gaskets are about $900 per valve cover.
Because you have to buy the valve covers, you can't just buy the gaskets.
Yes.
But you could get them.
Yes.
That's nice, okay.
And you add the labor, a few hours of labor in there, and we'll probably do an oil change after that.
Okay.
So $2,300.
And that's the good...
That's the good news.
That's if the best case scenario happens for that oil leak.
Yes.
But if it's not the gusher from the valve cover, then...
If we find out the turbos are leaking, like something's wrong with the turbos that have to be replaced, it's $2,500 per turbo.
There's two of them, yeah.
And it's a 30-hour job to pull the motor and the turbos
Oh.
back together. 8 to 10 grand.
Jeez.
Yeah.
We went through a whole Hellcat motor for about that much. Even though it was a pain in the butt to get parts and everything else and took forever. That was basically rebuilding a motor for taking out a Touareg engine and doing turbos.
So it's a short list, but it's enough that I can get my own Fabergé Touareg.
And that is why these are, as infamous as they are, famous. Either that or you're trying to buy it right now and you're padding your bill.
Well, either way, I still want it.
Wonderful. All right, thank you so much for watching.
Hey besties, I'm throwing a holiday party soon, and there's a lot to do between all the decorations, the food, and finding the perfect gift. But thanks to Gemini on the Google Pixel, I've got some help. Let me show you how to put it all together. Starting with the phone, it comes in two sizes, the Google Pixel 9 Pro and the
to my second channel. We're gonna take a more behind the scenes and off the cuff look at stuff I do on my main channel. This is really cool. There's a lot of people here, and it's because I made a video a little while back talking about how Wrench works, my idea for an event that unfortunately didn't go through, but the people who bought tickets, I told them that they would be invited to a sort of open house, a little intimate gathering, and they're here today, and we have a lot of cars here, we have a lot of cool people, and let's just go around and see what we got, and then we can turn on some cars and make some noise. This is just going to be a really chill video, but I don't know what to expect. It's just a really fun day, and I'm glad that you guys can come with me on this very fine occasion.
We got a lot of characters here today.
We do have a lot of characters. We got this guy, we got PJ.
Oh yeah, I'm a character now.
The Audi tech, and he's looking at his favorite Audi, the Lamborghini. How Ed Bullen was
Let me tell you something. I've waited my whole life to see this thing.
Hold on. I have to. Ed Bullion, come over here. So, can you tell me what the name of this car is?
Lamborghini Murcielago.
Yeah.
Wait, a what?
Murcielago.
Yeah.
Yes. An LP640.
Yeah, LP. Oh.
With a manual transmission.
Oh, okay. So this is one out of how many?
23 U.S. cars, 88 in the world.
Okay, cool. All right.
Wow.
Well, that's. So are we standing next to $1 million car right now?
I'd like to think so. My insurance would like not to think so, but it was free to me, so that's what matters.
Okay. So Ed Bullion came down, and yes, he actually did drive this car 6 hours with his knees. Are your knees okay?
I'm barely standing up.
Your knees
straight,
look good.
Yeah,
they look good.
It took an extra hour for stretch break, so 7 hours door to door.
Okay.
You had
so
to get out.
which one is older and which one is newer?
My right knee is 5 years older than the rest of me, and my left knee is 3 years younger.
Okay, so cool. So that averages out to something, you know. Ladies.
Both from Florida organ donors.
We call you the Florida man now.
Yeah. My credit score dropped. I don't know how it happened. It just, a lot of things happened. Yeah.
Behind all the crowd, the Ferrari, the GT3, we have another Porsche that's not mine, and then the Aston Martin. But for me, it's not about the cars, it's about the people, and it's about bringing the car community together. I really enjoy that people could come through and just enjoy some of the stuff that I have. This is not like a public open house. We will be having a public open house at some point because I really like doing this and I really like talking to people. Hold on, look at Rex. Look at Rex.
Wow, he's got a crowd.
Yeah, Rex is famous.
Wow, look at that.
Rex is famous.
He's signing stuff.
Yeah. It's gonna get to your head, Rex.
No, this is what I told you. I don't want this.
Yeah.
I just want to clean cars and work on cars.
Too bad, buddy. Hey, by the way, our Art of the Flip channel, that first video, it's at 100,000 views.
Damn! Yeah. That's badass, bro. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's all Tommy and Freddie's work.
No. Look at how humble he is.
I was the fact that it's all your work.
No, it's him.
Yeah.
That channel wouldn't do good if it's just me. It's this two. They do everything.
Your butt's on camera
Yeah,
too.
my butt,
on camera. I think
My butt is very famous.
Yeah. If you look at the retention graph, it just goes like this, and we know where that is. Yeah.
But yeah, I know. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
This is cool.
And if you guys aren't subscribed to the Art of the Flip channel, then definitely go check it out. It's in the link in the video description below.
And unlike most carbon fiber exposed weaves, this one has a funky pattern and color that really sets it apart from other sports cars of the era.
Yeah, we got some Wrenchworks license plates that were graciously provided by Travis Bell, a good friend of mine, and he makes these with real prisoners. I think they're made in prison, like the real license plates are. They're embossed and they have all the correct colors, and you can actually put these on a car and go through a toll. You cannot do that. Don't do that. That was a joke. But I'm gonna sign.
I tested it out this morning.
You did? Yeah. Yeah. That's okay.
Thank you, Travis.
But doesn't the Prius get free tolls anyway? Doesn't it? Do people just not care?
Well, I bent the license plate in half like they do in Japan.
Oh, okay.
JDM.
Yeah, there we go.
Can't see it. Jerome, how's it going? You having a good time?
A fantastic time. We may have spent more time with Freddie now with this thing than we would have at the show anyway, so even better.
It's a very intimate thing.
It is very good. So yeah, we flew from the UK just to say hi and support the event and have a good time.
So what do you provide?
We supplied full bolting kits for classic vehicles like Minis, Land Rovers, even Porsches, which is sacrilege to most people. But if you want to hear more, check out Felton, which is FELLTN. Also, not car-based, we play with boats as well.
Oh, okay. Awesome. So are you saying that...
for some of the stuff that Shreddy's built in the past, as we know, has floated. Yeah, the boats could be a good route forward.
So are you saying that classic minis leak and we should put an EV in there, right?
Yes, they definitely do. And it still sounds really cool because the gearbox is semi-straight cut. So you still get that gearbox whine you get with a normal Mini, but it's just a fully electric go-kart. So it's reliable, you can get in it, you can drive it, you can enjoy it. And to be honest, out of all the cars we've ever built electric, the classic Minis are still by far my favorite.
So this is Arnie from Cannonball Garage, owner of Cannonball. I mean, he's been instrumental in everything that I do here, McLaren-wise. So not only did we build the 675 LT engine in like a week, and then drove it to Jay Leno's. But you guys also put together the P1 engine, and that made a lot of noise. You know, it was very, very, very cool, and hopefully it'll make a lot of power because we're gonna go to his dyno, and he actually you have the most power ever made on a McLaren, right?
Somebody's gone a little. We made 1,312 wheel horsepower on a Dynojet. Somebody made like 1,316 on a hub dyno. So I mean, it's not all comparative. You know what doesn't lie? Trap speed.
That's right.
Trap speed doesn't lie. We just set the quarter-mile record.
Okay, so a tiny flex.
Yes, exactly.
Tiny little flex. Yeah. So wonderful. Arnie's the best guy ever. I mean, when I went over, he treated me like family, and I could not ask for somebody better. And he knows, I mean, him and Ivan know everything about this platform, about the McLaren platform. They also do GTRs. They also do Mercedes. I mean, you're a big Mercedes guy.
A little bit of Porsche.
Yeah.
I mean, we know
Porsche.
the GTRs pretty well from my AMS days.
Exactly. Yeah.
But now we're about 90% McLaren.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep up with you.
Yeah, with me. Yeah. I'm 90% McLaren just in my time. Yeah. But dude, thank you so much. Thanks for coming by. And when are you going to set the next Cannonball record?
I don't know about that. I think I'm retired.
Which car in here would you take to set the record?
Yeah.
Like if you had to take one, which one is it?
Oh boy.
Different tax bracket.
Probably the Aston, I think.
Which Aston? There's two of them.
We got it last week. I think I know what it is. Are you serious? Guys, thank you. The color that you wanted. No, this is
We have a V8 Vantage and a DBS.
Probably the DBS, I think.
Okay. Well, the DBS has less trunk space. So, you know, because you need trunk space, you need a big tank.
A lot of fuel.
You need a lot of fuel.
All right, I'll have to look at them.
Yeah.
I didn't know the offers on the table.
What about the S65? The S65 AMG?
Too big and heavy, and the fuel economy is just so terrible.
We can cut that. We can just cut that. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so we got the keys over here. Before you leave, we'll give them to you. And
all right, sounds good.
We'll
all right, when do I have to get it back?
We'll give you a timer. We'll hear back from you later.
All right.
Yeah. I'm looking for Mr. Mike Brewer. Do you see him?
Monday.
Maybe he went to the other shop. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's go find Mike.
Okay, that's fine. He's just putting on his own little show over here.
Yeah.
You know, leave him alone for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I'll come see them. And also
Mike is regaling us.
We're just saluting and curtsying next to the vanquish.
So Mike Brewer is here, and we have some awesome cars. There's a Aston Martin Vanquish that I always love.
Yes.
But Mike, thank you for coming down, man.
Man, it's a pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure. You've got a lovely bunch of people turned up today with some amazing cars, of which, you know, it's always nice to be around car people.
Yes.
Because car people are nice. And it was wonderful that you opened up your shop and just give these people a little chance to see the peek behind the curtain of what happens in Tavarish's world. And I can see people are delighted with it. You've had a good time.
They haven't seen too much of the chaos that goes on.
The chaos is down there. I noticed you put chains in front of the chaos to not let people get anywhere near the chaos.
Well, it's
like you look
because
from afar.
I don't want them to have a panic attack, you know, because they go like when you saw my my wiring harness, you go ah! Yeah.
In fact, that's what you should have done. You should have put the wiring harnesses out on the floor, so we could just all stand there and go ah! Why?
If anybody's wondering why the P1's not done, that's why.
That is the reason. Now, today's been great. The guys are all having a good time. We're talking, chewing the fat. I couldn't think of anything I'd like to do better than stand here talking to people about cars. This is my wheelhouse.
Ask him about his Porsche.
Well, I mean, which Porsche?
Oh, my one, my Bringer.
Oh, nice.
My Bringer, my 1991. In fact, I'll show.
When a car guy takes out his phone, he's going to show you.
Well, this is the artist impression that I've had made of my car. So it's a 1991 Porsche 911 964 Turbo 3.3 It's my dream car. I've been chasing it forever.
Porsche people are so weird.
They're so weird. We are
weird. Paint to sample?
It's not paint. It's not paint to sample. Actually, it's a modern Porsche. You say Taycan? Yeah, Taycan. But you mad Americans, it's Taycan. I
thought that was a movie with Liam Neeson.
It is Taken. Yeah. But this is the modern Taycan green colour, and that's an artist's impression of what my car will look like. So I have, every time I look at that, a little piece of weed just comes out.
We can't show that because that's pornography.
That is pornography.
that is why.
So what my dream is going to be, and this is going to happen in the summer, that Freddie is going to fly over to the United Kingdom, and very much like he took me out in his GT3 and let me drive it, Freddie's going to come over to the United Kingdom. Freddie's going to come over, he's going to jump in that with his mate Mike beside him, and me and him are going to go to a car show together.
Absolutely.
And that's going to be our dream, not my dream.
Yes, listen. Can I hold out your hand?
Hold out your hand!
Oh, he said the thing! He said the thing!
Wait. You have to pay the ULEZ.
Oh,
too much.
Oh,
You got to pay ULEZ, you got to pay the congestion charge, just to drive a car.
Maybe next time.
That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. It's $20 to just own a car in London a day, and then it's another $20 just to drive your car to go and get a pint of milk from a shop a day. And that's
a lot of quid.
Yay! Welcome to the United Kingdom. It's a great country that hates cars.
Aren't you really happy that you're in the land of freedom?
Oh yeah, no, this is like anything goes here. I mean, no, you can drive down the road shooting out the window here. Nobody cares a monkey's
bald
about
eagles
it.
everywhere.
Yeah, bald eagles, just shoot
alligators.
out the window.
Well, you can't shoot a bald eagle. That is frowned upon.
You can't shoot a bald eagle.
You can't shoot a bald eagle.
Are they a national treasure or something?
No, because they shoot back.
Oh right, yeah. Well, bald eagles carry guns here. Everyone carries a gun in this country. So everyone carries a gun here. Yeah, so I mean, like, you know, welcome to the United Kingdom. If you're ever coming to visit, the best thing to do is hire a car and pay for all the little tick boxes. So you've got ULEZ and congestion charge. If you're going to go and see the centre of London, centre of Birmingham, centre of Manchester, because everyone does it these days, we're the easiest people to tax, car owners.
Yes. We're going to go turn on some cars and make
really?
some noise.
What?
Yeah.
As in turn them on? That means you just go up and rub yourself against them?
No. We're not going to get turned on. The cars are going to get turned on.
I'm turning on.
Put that gun away, sir.
I'm turning on.
Put that gun away.
We need to go. We need to leave.
Do you have a license for that gun?
Hey,
sir?
I'm turning this Aston Martin on right now. Oh yeah, baby.
Whose is that?
Oh yeah.
I am so sorry.
It's fine.
That car is now pregnant.
I'm never washing that again.
It's pregnant.
When you'd rather enjoy the pool than clean someone else's.
Sweetie, get out of the pool.
It matters where you stay.
Thank you.
Stay and save up to 20% off. Hilton for the stay.
1, 2, 3, go.
The key to being rich is knowing what counts.
Who's up next?
Dear X-Stig, you're fast. Love, Mike.
He says he's the X-Stig, but we never actually saw him take his helmet off on top.
That's
pretending.
true. Wait a minute.
Could this be a big hidden thing that he
just makes it up?
Mike could be the Stig.
I am the Stig. I just don't tell people and walk around like Ben Collins pretending.
Have you on YouTube channel?
Did you not see the Fat Stig on YouTube on Top Gear? Come on! I mean, look at the profile, Fat Stig behind the wheel.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Look what we got! Look what we got!
So Tommy,
all the way from the man.
Come this way because we don't want Freddie to see it. Right, so this is from Frank Stephenson.
Frankie.
That's a McLaren P1 drawing.
Look at this coffee cup.
An original.
Oh, wow.
An original.
So when are we putting it on eBay?
You're not putting it on. I've had copies of it made because Frank gave me that, so I've had a copy made. Freddie, one for at home, one for the workshop, and then Freddie gave me that one, which is the Mini. But this is a copy of the Mini. He also did the Ferrari F430, Frank, and this rendering of a Jaguar E-Type.
Oh, he's gonna freak out.
These are copies.
Yeah, I think he's gonna pass out. Who's gonna catch Freddie when he passes out?
But that's the original. That's an original Stephenson.
You're already a legend now. I mean, now you're a mega legend.
I think he's going to be pretty happy with that, don't you?
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Let's go and surprise him, shall we?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. Should we get on the mic?
I think we get on the mic and get near the P1, eh?
Okay, so let's move the mic. Yeah, we'll move the mic over. Hey
man, how you doing? Hey. So you lot are in the right position.
Let's get you working here.
I'm glad you can all hear me, and Freddie's over there because I need you over here. Just for a special thing.
Okay.
It is a special thing, this. How's this mic, Frank? Can you hear me okay, everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can, okay. My name's Mike. Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Hi, Mike.
Thank you very much for coming down to this Alternative Wrench Works car show put on by Freddie Tavares, as you know him. And it's very nice that he's opened up his shop so we can all have a look round. When I was back at home in the United Kingdom, I was having in-depth conversations with the man who actually put that car to pen, Mr. Frank Stephenson, about you and your build and your car. And I filled him with so many stories about you and your car that Frank got so excited when he come to see me at the Classic Motor Show at the NEC, he bought me a gift.
Really?
And when he bought me this gift, as soon as he handed it to me, I said, that's not for me. I have to allow, with your permission, I have to give this to my good friend, Freddie. And he said, please, with my honour, I want him to get it finished, and this may inspire him. So, in person, so from Frank Stephenson to you, this is an original Stephenson from his desk at work.
No way!
With his coffee stains still on it, where he was doodling at work.
Oh my God.
It should be in a museum somewhere, but Frank said that you can have it.
This is literally the, you know, this is the guy who designed the P1. I mean, not only the P1, the F430, the 675. I mean, this is one of the best designers of all time. And this, you can see how, like, he styled this car after several different animals. I know that there was like a swordfish, there was a cheetah. Like the car looks like a cheetah with its like haunches raised. This is crazy, man. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Woo! It's great, isn't it? It's a Stephenson original as well. He gave me a few originals, so I copied the other ones because I wasn't giving you them.
Did he owe you money?
One of them was the F430.
Oh, that's cool.
So you've got that one for home, obviously in a frame at home. These ones can go in your shop, so you got an F430.
Whoa!
He also gave me the original of the Mini.
The Mini? Like a little bolt-on? Yeah?
Which I've copied for you, so you've got that.
Thank you.
And then I've done a copy of the P1 for you to put in the shop.
That's cool. With the coffee stains on it.
With the coffee stains on it. And this was a rendering he did of what he would do if he had another go at the Jaguar E-Type.
Oh, that's so cool.
And he also did that for us as well.
The most beautiful car in the world.
Ever. Yes,
yeah.
ever. So there you go. That's a nice original and some copies for you.
Did you know that there are almost 1 billion ad blocker users worldwide? So why haven't you gotten one yet? This is Pi.
You have no idea. Right now, I have chills.
My heart's pumping. When that came out at the NEC and it went out to the audience, they rushed the stage and everyone was trying to get pictures, and it did a lap around the stage area. There's thousands of people taking pictures with it because Frank was there when he handed it over. But he said to me that he really hopes you get the car finished. He hopes
me too.
He said it encourages you to get it finished. They don't want to see any more cities built in America or infrastructure or bridges or civil engineering projects before you get this car finished.
Okay, so no pressure.
No pressure.
Yeah.
And that is there to inspire you.
Dude, thank you so much.
How good is that, eh? It's very cool. Yes, I don't know what it's worth, but it's probably worth a few quid because it's a Stephenson original from his desk with its yes. So be careful with it. If you come up to it and grab it and want to take a picture with it, just be very careful with it, please.
Also, if Richard Hammond is watching and he says that this is not a real P1, then
yeah.
Just kidding. I love you, Richard.
Yeah, I love you too, and I'll see you when I'm back home.
We are going to be starting up some of the cars, warming them up and revving them so you guys can hear what they sound like, that sort of thing.
Can we rev the Tesla?
We can rev the Tesla. Yeah, you can stand right next to the Tesla. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, it's gonna cause you no hearing damage.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
It's a lot of people here, man.
Did you drive fast over here?
I drove the speed limit.
You did not drive the speed limit.
I never drive above the speed limit.
He drove a Tesla.
Did you drive the speed limit?
Absolutely.
What are you playing, Minecraft?
No, I got to show him the Noah video.
Oh, okay. Carry on. Okay. Hey, sorry.
Hey, Tommy.
Hi.
How are you? That wasn't me calling your name. That was.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Tavares calling
My
you.
bad. Did you know I'm lazy?
Yeah, no. It's like I was living his life vicariously, just saying the words.
American people are allowed to be lazy.
They are allowed to be loud.
Loud. Okay.
Loud.
Okay, guys. You guys want to hear a V12? Who wants to hear a V12? Woo!
We all need to salute if a V12, British V12 fires into life.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, yes, there you go. That's the sound of England right there.
Yeah, baby.
It does, that's what England sounds like.
I'm going to let it, I'm going to give it a little minute before.
Yes, to negates the YouTube comments out there of people saying he got in that car and revved it up straight away. He is letting the oil circulate around the engine, get it to the correct temperature before he revs the granny out of it, so you can stop your stupid comments.
You get a lot of comments about that.
Yeah, because people often think it's the very first time that I ever started the car when I started on Wheeler Dealers. And I go, well, you know, I had started the car before. So, yes, now you've got it to the correct temperature, Freddie. Feel free to let rip. How good is that?
So it's going to get a little smoky in here.
Suck it in, it's good for you. Yeah. Good for you. If you've got any kids, bring them forward, bring the kids forward. Let's get them near the exhaust pipes.
You've driven this before?
I have driven this car. I was fortunate enough for my man here to let me have this car on the most amazing race circuit down in Miami for a day. Elvis got to pound it around the circuit, but I had a go in the car, and I can honestly say it's quite brutal. It's a car that hurts, which is amazing. I like things that hurt, like, you know, a hot chili sauce, Toblerone. You know, Toblerone hurts. You can't eat a Toblerone without it hurting in some way. And this McLaren, it really does hurt, this car, when you drive it. It pulls at all your senses. It pulls your internal organs around. It hurts your eardrums. And it's just about to hurt everyone's lungs. It's going to be great.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Watch the NFL playoffs live on a variety of networks starting January 11th. And get access to game day features like key plays and stats to keep up with your favorite teams. YouTube TV. Try it free. Terms apply. Cancel anytime.
V8 twin turbo, and they always sound, you know, a little bit muted, but this one we uncorked quite a bit. Well done, mate.
Wow. I remember that was a car that had an engine rebuilt by yes, and it worked.
Well, that was like 6,500 RPM. It goes to 8 something, 8,500, but I didn't want to smoke everybody out of the shop. Sorry about your lungs, everybody.
Yeah, breathe it in. It's good for you.
We should do the Ferrari, and then we should do the Murcielago.
Yes, we should.
Yeah, I would do the Porsche, but that Porsche, unless it's moving, it has a soft limiter of 3,000. You can't do anything about it.
Well, we'll drive it. We'll all have a go.
All right.
It doesn't start its concept.
3, 2,
strip it down,
1.
rebuild it.
Naturally aspirated. Started. I don't think it had a soft limiter. I think it's good.
Oh, well done, Freddie. Right,
Ferrari.
Right, but I think who wants to upset a British guy? By way of like woos, who thought the? Well, let's go through whether we think the Aston Martin. What do we think that sounded like? Right, okay. The McLaren. What do we think that sounded like?
Yeah.
Right, now you can really upset this British guy. What do we think the Ferrari sounded like?
But I think the best is yet to come because Ed Bolian needs to turn this thing on.
This thing just come out of service recently?
Let's go back in.
It's about to go back in, huh?
Yes, good. Dude, that's awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Ed.
Tommy, a little wee come out then.
Yeah.
Wait. What happened? What happened to my friend?
I've got a little accident.
Oh.
Little
That
wee come out.
sounds amazing.
That sounds amazing, Ed.
There's no replacement for displacement, no replacement for an Italian V12. That is just so good.
Get that on a t-shirt. Get that on a t-shirt. No replacement for displacement. I want to see that on a t-shirt as quickly as possible.
Now we got to rev the Tesla up.
Yeah, let's rev the Tesla.
Done. Well, thank you so much, Mike.
Oh, stop thanking me. Stop thanking me.
No, I appreciate him. I appreciate Ed. I appreciate all of these guys
no, it's really
for coming out, and I appreciate all of you for watching this video. We were just hanging out and doing some cool stuff. And I'll let you guys know whether we do a open house that's available to the public in the near future, because I definitely want to do that. Stay tuned on this channel. Subscribe if you haven't done that already. And I'll see you guys next time.
What about a golden ticket?
A golden ticket.
Someone wins a golden ticket to come here.
And have a drive in the car.
Whoa.
With Freddie.
Whoa. Okay.
Mike's got the golden ticket.
You got the golden ticket.
Yeah. How about that though? That's a great idea.
This might not make it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, it might make it. Somebody has got like the Willy Wonka, because this is like the chocolate factory, isn't it?
Yes.
So you come down with
We do
the
make a
golden
lot of
ticket,
chocolate.
and you get to go in the glass elevator with Freddie, which would be fantastic after walking around all the chocolate on display. So yes, look out for the golden ticket competition coming your way soon.
I think he's really happy about that.
I'm really happy.
Well, we have to say, you know, how do you close out the Wheeler Dealers thing?
All right, it's really easy. We say thanks all for watching. We'll see you next time. Ready? Ta-la.
Football season already and not a satellite dish in sight.
I hardly recognize the roofs I grew up on.
Enough squawking.
Oh, great.
Coach Prime, y'all are whining while everyone else is watching nonstop.
I think you can win this thing.
This is the world's bounciest surface.
The dream in today's video is, can we drop the ball all the way at the top there and have it bounce all the way back up
and catch it? 3 years ago was our best effort. 28 meters we bounced the bowling ball off a giant exercise ball.
There it is.
Oh, what? Didn't think we could ever beat it, to be honest. And yet with this ridiculous contraption,
We're here.
This could be the day.
Help you ghost. So you might be wondering, how does it work? Basically, it's just a trampoline under extreme tension. There's a big steel frame under it on top of a jack that's just being pushed up as hard as we basically can. This is 6mm rubber, and then it's just bolted down like every 3 inches or something. I definitely thought we were done bouncing things at this tower, but then I saw a video by Action Lab called The World's Bounciest Surface, and basically he puts a balloon over a cup, tapes it down, gets a marble, and it bounces like almost 100%. Whoa!
Did we lose it?
I've got another one, hang on. What he demonstrates is that a marble bounces almost 100% back to where it's dropped from. Now this is called the coefficient of restitution, I learned. If you get right back to the place you drop, it's a coefficient of restitution of 1. I am dreaming of a 1 today. Bounciest surface in the world. Will you live up to that title? We're about to find out. We've gone extreme extra large. First up. Here we go, folks. First drop. Hit that center, Stanford. 3, 2, 1. We're away, we're away, we're away. Good drop. What the heck? We came all the way to the tower for that? Someone say KFC? That is so not ideal. I mean, that's just... Like, this is 6mm rubber. It's meant to be very strong. And the rubber is definitely not in one piece anymore. Look at this. Wow. That is literally go home territory, I think. Can you recover from that? How can you recover? That's exactly what's happened. The rubber's stronger than we thought it was. Because that happened at the dam, remember? We bounced bowling balls, but we also had a time when the bowling ball hit the earth between a rock. And then it just tears through. It's like it's a compression force. If I am perfectly middle, I get a little bit more, but not enough. Do we need a round frame on the bottom and like 4 jacks? I think you need a square frame on the bottom. It's what we call critical oversight. That, but also a bit of a doozy. Bit of a head scratcher. The good news is, next time we're out here, this thing's probably 10 times better. The good news for the viewers is they don't have to come back on another day.
We click our fingers and we're here on another day.
How good is it being a viewer? I know.
Honestly?
And they still rip us from time to time.
And what for?
Boys, they ideas suck. Go back to the tower. We go back to the tower and
look what happens.
Oi. We're here. We're back. How long's it been, Heron? It's been 84 years.
I actually have no idea.
We've been to America. We filmed with Chris Hemsworth. And we really hope we get a bounce today. Yeah, that is so good. What's different, Heron?
What's different? We added some height.
Something you always wanted?
Well, I would have loved to be 6'4". I probably wouldn't be in YouTube. I'd be in the NBA.
How are we going to not suck?
How?
Sorry, this is my visual at the moment. People saw the problem, so when the ball came down, it hit that, punctured our rubber. Dino has fixed that now by putting our supports straight down.
Got Joey in the house.
G'day, how you doing?
Joey's actually the editor of HR Gaming. Encourage you to check it out. Even if you don't typically like gaming videos, I think you'll really like this. What's that QR code? Is this going to change the settings on my camera?
You never know.
What is actually that?
If you look at it and you change, then you are a GoPro, that's how you...
Oh, you film it and it changes the settings.
Yeah.
Does that come with
No,
GoPro?
it's like a beta firmware for people who do actual work with GoPros and need to like not go on the screen on 10 different cameras.
Go on beta mode with GoPros, guys.
Oh, that's our spot, eh?
This is actually a different coloured rubber. Why is that, Josh?
We got these from Jerry.
Thanks, Jerry.
6mm latex. This one?
Please, flipping work. Do we have thicker rubber?
We got 12mm as well.
12?
How
we're
much
starting
thickness?
With 12mm. Thank you, Heron. I just want to show you this before we drop. This is like our GoPro
looky down angle thingy. Basically clips on here. You can see on this side going. Get the wing nut going. We also have a safety tether because this thing's pretty heavy. Some of you probably don't think we really think much about safety, but we really do.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
I found 50 cents on the ground.
I was up at 4:45 a.m. driving to the office, hour and a half out here, loading up the trailers. You know, sometimes you think YouTube it's scripted or we play it up, but like we just don't. This is just us having a crack. Really hope it's good.
What makes this different is it's a trampoline that can be extremely taut.
Would it be fair if I were to jump on something that taut, it wouldn't actually be that good? But it's something when you pack a big punch, is that can actually give back.
The only other thing I can think of, Derek, is trampolines are rectangle.
Some are circular. Like the one in Switzerland was definitely circular.
That's very funny. What I mean to say is trampoline mats are a lot bigger than maybe just the point that you're jumping on.
Like it's saying it's got a small sweet spot, whereas
Yes.
the trampoline has a big sweet spot.
Yes!
Because it's so windy, the heavier the ball, the truer it'll probably fall. But the lighter the ball, the less likely it's going to break the rubber and the frame. In a bit of a pickle.
What are you getting for Christmas this year, Jack? A sack of potatoes?
Oh, I'm getting a desktop power supply. I mean, sorry, it's Secret Santa. I don't know what I'm getting.
What are you getting for Christmas, Derek?
I don't want anything but world peace.
My Christmas pile's looking good. It's like a grinder, corded, because the battery ones don't have the grunt, hey. I'm getting some angle grinder discs. I'm also getting a disc that can cut concrete. I'm getting a rubber mallet. I'm getting a square. I'm getting 2 levels. One's 30 centimeters and one's 80 centimeters.
How expensive was that rubber mallet?
Rubber mallet was $6.99.
Which one of you men will do your duty? Feeling the yellow.
It'll go one of 2 ways. A big boing or no boing.
No, I think it would actually just be a medium boy.
Cans! Stand fat! 3, 2, 1.
Oh, it's down. It's down. It's down.
Hey besties, I'm throwing a holiday party soon, and there's a lot to do between all the decorations, the
Do you reckon I was exactly right?
We have a bounce!
That was a pathetic bounce.
We didn't hit frame. That's great stuff.
Do we need to put that trampoline a lot more taut? When I talked to James from Action Lab, he said the percentage bounce you get from like a metre or 2 should be replicated from height. That's about a metre. Let's see how high it goes back up. Yeah, see, that's only about 40% of the way back. Very simple, guys. We need to taut it. What's this little bottle and why is it important?
It's literally just water and detergent, but it stops the friction as we put tension on.
Taut, taut, taut.
Hello.
That is bulging significantly more now.
Where'd those cookies go?
I have taken down 3, which is more than my fair share.
3, 2, 1.
Ooh. I mean, that's 60%.
I reckon we try it. It means we've got more room to go. We can always go further.
It should be better. If it is better, then we'll know that that method works.
I think we've got a bit to go on the jack.
True scientists would use the yellow again. Can't be bothered walking down. 3, 2, 1.
Big, big. Ooh.
Much bigger.
Much bigger, but
room to grow.
We need to crank the tension more.
More tension.
We need to chock up the jack and we need to chock up these things because the jacks run out of jackability.
Yeah, get it going, son.
This is going to push the rubber to its absolute limit, eh? But we got to go higher. If we want to see any bounce today, we got to push it.
We also can go thicker rubber is the next option.
Wow, Derek, look at that.
It's a serious drum.
It's still moving though.
Still got plenty to give under the hand. We're having some tearing.
A little bit there. Can you see that? Not a huge amount, but just a bit abrasive up against this.
Some reinforcements going up to Stanford.
Yeah. Going scientific mode. What happened?
We had the matting rip and then that whole thing just fell off.
Without a drop.
12 mil?
It's beginning to look a lot. We did not need that. It tore from here. So as we're pulling this thing up, it wasn't actually up here, but it was down here.
You did flag that as a weak spot.
We've got a couple of variables that we can play with. We can double the thickness and go to 12 mil.
Don't mind that.
Which means the peak tension should be earlier. We can also switch out, this is latex, we can switch it out for rubber, which is not quite as stretchy, which means we'll probably also reach peak tautness a little bit sooner.
Have you got 12 mil rubber?
Yep.
Do we go that? 12 mil rubs?
I say 12 mil rubs.
Lock it in.
Just watching some HR gaming, us playing BeamNG, actually makes me laugh quite a lot. I think you'll quite enjoy it. Sometimes it's Christmas and you get a beauty, and then sometimes you get a gift and you smile, but you're not maybe smiling entirely truthfully.
Yeah, sometimes you've opened a box from grandma and it's a shirt and you wouldn't wear it in a million years, and you just got to smile, hold it up for the camera and go, thanks grandma, give her a big kiss on the cheek, and inside you're hurting.
To be honest, anyone under probably the age of 15 who's getting a shirt for Chrissy, they're putting on a smile. Let's be honest.
And not the shirt.
Anyway, here's our shirt, Derek, at the moment.
So this was 6mm latex, correct, Josh?
Yep.
Hey!
Many problems.
At least one.
Whoa. Brainwave. Noodle moment. Noodle moment alert. Why don't we cut out along here, here.
And leave it.
And leave it as a protection against the edge.
Double up here.
That is a noodle moment, I think.
The only bummer is that in a couple of places we don't quite get full cup, but I'll take
99% cup.
I'll take 99% cup.
Oh no.
I know.
We had a couple wins. I'm like, this is going to be a good season,
Again?
and then we got beaten by 100.
Going on, noodle man.
Editor Jack,
Do you want gloves or glasses?
saving the day. We've only got one sharp thing here.
Other than Jack's mind. You've made serious progress over here.
It's this knife. It's sharp as heck. Can you imagine Jack having a blunt knife?
No.
I sharpened it myself on a diamond stone.
It doesn't surprise me in the least.
Josh, why do we have latex and rubber, not just rubber? What's latex got going for it?
Latex is stretchier. Maybe it would be able to stretch it back faster.
Boing potential?
Boing potential, yeah, off the charts. That's what we're here to test, I guess, isn't it?
I was under the impression latex was like a glove brand. They're latex gloves. So I'm learning stuff today.
Okay, so we've got the 12mm rubber on. We've got the protection 6mm latex on.
Stanford requested to spice up the slowie, so we're throwing some Orbeez on top. That actually looks pretty cool.
Guys, Stanford! Good drop. Bounce, I would describe as underwhelming. What the cheese? Can we go more taut?
At least slowie should be good.
3 of your ex-boyfriends died. Sure, a few of my exes are dead.
Before we crank this thing up and tension the house down, it may be worth experimenting with a drop that actually hits the middle.
And doesn't have Orbeez.
Because it didn't go down very far on the slowie, so you would assume that maybe the tension is actually quite high. Can you do the standing boing test?
That was decent.
Returning very well. What happens if you drop it right on the side, like where I hit it? That versus...
Definitely lower.
That versus...
Yeah, wow.
50% different.
Gotta hit the sweet spot. Gaunson, are we gonna see our best bounce of the day?
Yep, and you're gonna track
Yeah,
it.
we can swap.
He grabbed that.
Even better.
Yes! We got him.
Never happened.
We got him.
3, 2, 1. Down, 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 down. Processor down. Was good. Oh. Should we just go again? It was just to the right again, obviously. Sure. Let's go 2 in a row. Good drop. Feels good. Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Bowling balls are swerving a little bit. And fruitcake. Ooh! Well, that was our best bounce.
PB of the day.
It's still a bit off middle. That's middle. Stanford's gone there and there. But I'm still not thrilled. I think we need to get it tighter and we need to push harder.
Jack on anvil to lift it anvil height up.
We had the anvil on the 6mm earlier, but that's when it tore. So we actually never got to test it. Because it got too much tension and split.
These are the things that are happening down at the bottom when I'm watching HR Gaming at the top.
Ooh.
That's pretty far back up, isn't it?
Job's on you to hit the middle. You can do it.
Far out. If we dropped a tennis ball on that, it's not coming up high, right?
We need something heavy.
So I think as we scale up this bouncier surface, you need to scale up the weight in proportion. We do have a giant corks ball over here. If the bowling ball doesn't deliver, this thing is a lot. Let's see a big boing here.
Come on, boing.
Come on, hit that middle. Down, down, down.
Ooh. Maybe we'll go up the tower and you drop another bowling ball. That way we can see the height.
So we've come up to level 6.
I don't know if you can see the hot zone of those bars.
Excuse me, Stan.
We're at the highest height now that we've ever bounced a bowling ball.
So if we get up to here, we've beaten our PB.
Here we go, boys! Oh! So middle.
Nice drop, Stanford. That was perfect.
Absolutely plumb middle. We know now we've got to go to that court spot.
Yeah, we've maxed out a bowling ball.
Perfect. On the 12 miller, we go the heaviest ball we got.
Which means it'll go down further.
Yeah, that's right. It'll stretch it more because it's got like maybe more than triple the weight.
Boys, let's be open to the fact that this could also be really dumb. It's probably just going to tear through it also.
And it could actually destroy our entire frame and everything we built.
But we've done lots of dumb things and they have been fun. Flaming anvil onto deodorant cans. Not because of the flaming, just the deodorant can went everywhere. Drop! I also think one of the dumbest things Scott did was go onto the trampoline with the potatoes. Quite funny.
Oh, you can't do that! Yes, you can! Oh, look at...
Probably not my fault, but when I nearly killed one of you blokes with a basketball.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, in Switzerland. We were checking if the GoPro's okay.
And
You've
you'd
just
already
gone
set
another
one?
shot that's bounced like right there.
I think it's knocked it. I think
With-
oh, shit.
Ah, me!
Rated M to AL.
Together, we will save our people from this tortured existence. For we are those who stand in the way.
I would say another dumb thing you did happened about 10 metres over there when you jumped on the spinny chair.
It's not stopping!
Am I allowed to tell them about the time we dropped Hulk's fist onto golf balls?
On the metal plate?
On the metal
We
plate.
can show them. That was very
We actually never released it because it was pretty loose.
Until now?
Until now.
Guys, it's time to add the golf balls. They're going to become golf ball pancakes.
I've never seen a golf ball squash.
Stanford, I reckon we will. 'Cause I've done it a couple of times off my drive.
Up we go, Aaron, let's go! I will say, Gaunson, we need to be out, and our cars could be getting broken headlights, and that's a risk I'm prepared to take.
What do you reckon about safety here?
We could hook back a bit more.
Go up.
Up is better, isn't it? Jack, do you reckon you can push that gate open?
Aaron, you big dog!
Gaunson, you little lion!
Predictions, how many golf balls squash?
Probably about 12.
I actually reckon 4 will be legitimately really destroyed.
Oh, only 4.
Yeah, we good, dog!
There we go, pins out!
Everyone is up and away.
3, 2, 1, Tiger Woods!
It's away. It's away.
You boys alright?
What has just happened will be recorded in history. George and Henry, that was crazy.
Like, some were just flying.
One touched my back rib.
We were not far enough away.
One thing is that I'll say for a fact, we will never do that again.
Yeah, so the car didn't survive unscathed. Probably that exact gate I told Jack to open, literally. Oh, what a bum we.
The truth is, we all do dumb things.
I've got another one. So we do these filming trips, right? Like America, New Zealand. Oh, you need your phone while you're away, right?
Absolutely.
And our provider,
connect.
who we won't name, have this thing where it's like, if you use your phone overseas, every day they charge you $10.
$10, you get a gig of
1
data.
gigabyte. And if you go over 1 gig, guess what? Another 10. So like, for example, we went to America for 12 days. It was like $360. Very dumb, right? Do you know what I didn't know until now? eSIMs.
I'm going to put my hand up. What the heck is an eSIM?
Saily, new product by Nord Security. You
Nord?
download the app. Look, I'll even screen record this. Got the Saily app open, explore plans, find the country you're going to. So let's just say we're going to Chile, maybe on the cards.
What about Chad?
Yeah, let's go to Chad. We're going to Chad.
Was it the Chad?
Was the Chad? Is there anything we could do in Chad? Who knows?
Possibly.
This could be
Doesn't
prophetic.
matter. Keep
Anyway,
going.
Oh, I want 10 gig, 30 days, right? Click that. That's only $40. And that's like, remember, on the other thing, that's like hundreds of dollars.
Plus a 5 gig gift.
That's right. Continue.
Hold on, Stan. Are you telling me that I also get to keep my number?
Yeah, that's right. It's basically like having Wi-Fi wherever.
Why have we not used this before?
Got coupon? click that, put in, how ridiculous, bada bing, bada boom, 15% off. It's that easy. And then select your payment method, bang, away you go. I've now got data anywhere I want while I'm traveling, and I'm not paying my phone company back home all this money.
Why
for
have we
doing very
wasted
little.
so much money?
Literally thousands of dollars. Download the Saley app, use the code HowRidiculous, get your 15% off, get your data, don't be dumb like us. Yep. And it's flipping starting to
Well, we gotta get undercover, boys. We gotta get undercover. Quick, 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 quick.
Bringing this gazebo wasn't dumb, was it? The real question now is the Courts ball gonna Saley back up?
Oh. No, I'm voting sail.
Sail?
It's gonna sail.
So your flags are up, or
Is the sail up or the sail down?
I haven't had a test
Sail
drop,
up
and
for
we
me.
have one of these Courts balls.
So you're honest? No, hang on. Your life depends on it. Sail up or sail down?
Sail up.
Really? On your life?
Yep.
Sail up or sail down? I'm sail down.
I haven't held it over the edge yet. I will give you my verdict as I'm doing that.
I say it because people often guess what they hope,
Yeah.
not what they actually. The emotion gets involved, and you go, "Oh, I'd love to
It's
see
like
it."
my mum in footy tipping tips the Eagles every week.
That's right.
It's
That's
the
2
heart,
bad years.
not the brain.
Sail up or sail down?
What do those terms mean?
This is a giant red Courts ball.
Not to be confused with the food court.
It was bought because they're meant to spark when steel sort of hits them.
And also, we know that they used it for their shovels.
What? We have our giant axe, so we bought a few of them just to chop it, and I don't think it really sparked like we hoped. So this guy's been sitting around for like quite a while. Unfortunately, I think Saley down. This thing's so heavy.
Are we too close in case things do shatter?
No, just grab my arm.
3, 2, 1, hair!
Saily up, saily up, saily up.
Saily down.
Saily down.
Sailor Moon.
That was dumb.
If a man really hated ads, here's what he would do. Day 1, he would install Pi on his computer without spending a dime because it's 100% free. Day 2, he realizes how clean and clutter-free his browsing experience has been since he got Pi. He doesn't have to deal with annoying cookie.
We're thinking 18 mil, let's go again.
That's exciting. I'm pumped about that. Got quite the team of people here.
Bad news of the day is I forgot to buy burger buns this morning, which was totally my mistake.
So we've got burger patties and cheese. And how are we eating them?
I got paper towels from the office.
I did ask ChatGPT if we went to Chad, what should we do? Do you want to hear its suggestions? It says we could do stunts on Lake Chad. Ooh. We could do some desert challenges. We could do cultural integration. Traditional tools versus modern stunts. A cultural paint explosion.
ChatGPT's had a miss on this one.
Moab tree trick shots. A bird migration stunt. What the heck is that? Locals versus heretics with an educational twist.
I can't wait for that educational twist.
Yeah. We're good.
How much powder? 1 pound. We're getting the bounce.
Yeah.
I also think we are getting a bounce. Josh?
We're getting the bounce this time.
Getting the bounce?
Yeah.
Stanford, are we getting the bounce? Yeah! Got this, Stanford, come on!
3, 2, 1.
Down, 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 down.
Oh!
Bouncy!
We got a bounce.
You may have thought the video was over, folks, but we're back for day 3.
We actually did a bit of a sign-off after day 2 thinking this was it. And I really meant it. It was like the next day, not satisfied. The 6 mil kept breaking.
It did.
The latex. And we had a 6 mil rubber in the back of the ute. We never did that.
We left the stone unturned.
And I know it really pained me. We don't just concede.
We don't take an easy no.
Well, we shouldn't.
No.
I mean, that's just not how you should live your life.
No.
So let's go back.
That's exactly
and
it.
no one wants to come back here at this time of year.
It's hot. I mean, look, the flies. It's not even
Ticks.
7 a.m.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking everyone's going to be wrapped about this.
And I initially wasn't, I'll be honest.
So we bought even more rubber. This red stuff.
The original stuff.
Josh has got me this funky data sheet. This has got a tear resistance of 33.1 newtons per millimeter, and typical rubber and latex is like 10. Higher tensile strength, a lot higher elongation than standard rubber. Don't know what that means. We want the bowling ball to get the real far stretch and then the real far.
Is that the elongation?
What marks a success in terms of a bounce, though?
I want to get our biggest bounce yet.
That's heading towards a 30-meter bounce.
What is that?
So this, called a compression load cell, that measures like pushing force. So we can slip it underneath the anvil, and we can measure how many tons of force we're putting onto this rubber.
As opposed to me just pumping the jack going, yeah, I reckon that's about right. My honest opinion is that I think tension's a good thing. I think tension is also a naughty 6-year-old that can misbehave. Like as in...
You'd know a thing or two about that, wouldn't you?
I do. Good thing my 6-year-old's an absolute angel.
Big T.
I think maybe we've been overjuicing it. Here's my thing where it gets complicated, right? And you can have other people chime in on this. The tension that I'd like... Ding dong! The tension I would like to see today would deliver a very poor 1 meter test. I would go with a really quite a gentle tension. I'm nearly going to hit the floor.
Yep.
Like it's going to go down maybe another 2 feet.
It's all energy. It's going somewhere. Put X amount of energy in coming down, and then you have Y going out. It just matters how much you lose.
You're saying X comes down, how much of X can we put back up? I am creating a Z here, which is not the Y. It's not the X. It's the mat.
You're adding energy into the system.
I think that mat at full elasticity gives us a Z.
It's adding energy.
It creates its own energy. That's not what the textbook says. Energies can't be created or destroyed or whatever. I get that. They're wrong.
Either way, I think it's time for the first drop.
This in theory will suck.
No, it did not suck.
That's definitely not worse than when we jack it to the hill.
Definitely not. I feel like we've got to give this a go just to satisfy our own curiosities.
Bowling ball is coming over the edge. Let's do this.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Here it is. Whoa! Ooh. Oh, yeah. Whoa! Oh!
That got back to almost middle, and Stanford did not middle his drop.
How far down are we stretching? That's my question. Whoa! Hey, that's fairly optimal.
That was good.
So we're only...
We were pretty close to the frame.
Do we back it off at...
If
I
you
don't
hit
know.
middle, it may stretch even more.
Good point.
So no.
Good point.
We are ready, Stanford.
Here we go. We're currently standing at world record height for us. We'd love to see the ball go above us.
I'd like to reach out and just catch it.
3, 2, 1. Watch out!
Crap. Chicago Bears.
You all right, Jack? Watch out! Crap.
Check out these deals of the week at Walgreens. Shop weekly deals at your store or at walgreens.com.
Golf putt, normal distribution, reduce speed, increase standard deviation for a wider angular strike. See the angles others don't? See for yourself, genius. Tasty Trade.
That's where it landed.
So we've gotten away with that one.
Almost hit our load cell, which we're hiring.
Are we?
Yeah, that's not ours.
3, 2, 1. Bowling ball.
Oh, yes! That's over halfway. That's getting towards our feet. Oh, yes!
All right, let's review, baby. Oh. Oh. That's deep.
Is that a kiss of the frame?
So we're losing a little bit of energy.
No, it didn't hit the frame.
Didn't hit the
missed.
frame. But if it was middle, it would have hit, correct? It went just the other side of that bar.
Do we need to add the tension to stop it going there? That's like 1.2 meters.
But that's kind of that was our theory.
Fletch is going hard. I think we're aiming for 500 kilos of upwards pressure.
Oh.
Jeez. Rex is going in for this drop. It's the big fella doing his bit.
Up the pressure. No, I'm feeling the pressure. If I can hit that middle, ooh, we could do it.
Down! Down for
3, 2, 1. Pretty middle. Oh! No! That was perfectly middle!
How much tension? Too much.
Right, Jack says review.
Oh, I know what's going to happen.
Wow. Dead center.
What a drop.
We bottomed out.
How's the plume up?
Second off, we've got to give this thing even more tension. We bottomed out, and that's what split it.
That's pretty devastating, isn't it?
We are now forced to go to the 6 mil because to get to 700 kilos, we're going to have to get the jack so far up that we can't actually pull that off.
Oh, mamma mia. Wow, things just got a lot more sun smart. A physical barrier is better than a chemical one, folks.
Rexy, that was terrible. Grazie mille. Prego. 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 Figaro, Figaro, Figaro. Sometimes you gotta let one out.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's let off frame.
Oh, wow.
What the cheese? What?
The pizza.
Yep, and we might have split the rubber.
Do you want me to just drop another one? I mean, it's either going to split or it's not, right?
Let it loose, Mother Goose.
3, 2, 1. Whoa! That's big!
That's a new PB!
That's up there, eh?
That was eye level. I was staring at the thing. And this is why you fight and come back for day 3, folks.
I mean, I'd be interested to know the final meterage from Jack, but probably 30. What's it on currently?
Just under a ton.
Maybe we go to, let's just go like 880. I've reduced it by about
100 kilos.
10%.
Come on, middle.
Catch. Oh. Have we maxed out the bounce, do you think? Like, that's really up there.
We took the pressure off and we got the exact same bounce height as before anyway. And you hit the middle. I reckon we're like watermelon or Atlas Stone country now.
Today's been a win for me. We came back, we executed the plan. We got equal to or greater than our biggest bounce ever. We feel like we maxed out whatever this system of bouncing is. Let's just go a heavier ball. We have a 15 kilogram Atlas Stone. Don't really know what's going to happen. We're just going to have a crack.
Stanford, we are good for the Atlas.
What tension are we sitting on?
1 tonner.
Rodeo. 1 ton Rodeo.
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Oh.
1 ton Rodeo.
Well, that's not in one piece anymore.
I think that's us. 24 club. It's been a big one. 3 days.
Yeah, we've called it.
Love you.
Bye. See you in 2025.
Don't let its lightweight deceive you. With Tidy Cat's lightweight litter, it packs a heavy punch when fighting.
Shine some sort of like podcast jingle. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the final Corridor cast of the year.
Yeah.
It's just Nico and myself today, and I guess Christian's over there too.
Christian's a little under the weather.
We're all kind of under the weather a little bit. It might kind of be my fault. I got a little bit more sick than I truly appreciated, I think.
Yeah. We got 100 people in the chat right now. Heck yeah.
Oh, we do? Straight up the bat, 100
Great way
people.
to end the 2024 podcast year. Brought the podcast back this year. Actually, we did a lot of things this year, and that's what this podcast is about. We're going to take a look at our year, all the crazy stuff that happened, all the stuff that we did.
When did we stop doing the podcast? Because there was like a period of time where we kind of stopped doing it.
It was
But I forget
around
the
fall of
specific-
2024, I think.
So last fall to like this summer, maybe? I don't remember when we restarted it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we took a pause. We took a pause on the podcast because it was hard to carve out the time to get 3 to 4 people every week to spend, 2 hours effectively down here.
Yeah.
It was a huge time commitment, and we weren't quite sure what it needed to be and what it was, and we took time off to do other things, and now we're back doing the podcast again. And it's been really great to be back. It's been really cool to do it live with everybody on the website and to see familiar names in the chat room every week and talk to people. It's been really cool.
It's like I don't know any of these people in the chat, and yet I'm beginning to recognize their names because I've seen them more than once or more than 5 times. It's like it's been kind of a cool relationship, this parasocial relationship that it is.
Yeah. And then, it's also been cool doing the podcast live, which is never something we had done before until we started doing it on the website.
Yeah, I've been enjoying that part of it, being able to have the normal, because the podcast we used to do and the podcast that essentially we do now is the same thing. It's like the minimal edits. We used to be like, all right, we don't do it live, so that way if we say anything we regret, we can just cut it later. And then we just never cut anything later.
Yeah. So we'd live with no regrets.
I didn't know I had a brother named James Crow. Hey, James Crow, my long-lost brother.
And of course, we do a little after show as well, where
That's right, yeah.
talk about stuff that doesn't go
website.
on YouTube or any other podcast feeds.
Next year, we are thinking about changing it up a tiny little bit, and we don't know if we'll actually go through with this, but the general idea is that we're going to try to see if we can live stream the podcast on YouTube as well, but limit comments. So the only people who can comment are the actual subscribers on the website.
Yeah, so we'd be basically only look at the chat room here. We wouldn't have the chat room enabled on the live podcast.
On YouTube, yeah. But that way we at least get more eyeballs on it and maybe stir some FOMO.
Yeah, a little bit. Another crazy thing too would be potentially doing the podcast live on the Quarter Crew channel.
That would be I don't know about that one yet.
I don't know about that one yet either, because as you guys know, we hold ourselves to a very high quality standard on our YouTube channels.
We try.
And even though I wouldn't say the podcast is low quality or anything like that, it's definitely more casual. It's when we go into a React episode, even a casual React episode, we're still prepped and we have a format and we're ready, and there's gonna be a week of editing. The podcast is us just kind of coming in and being ourselves and being like, whatever. Maybe I didn't do my homework. Maybe I'm not ready for the podcast. Let's just go.
Kind of like today, where it's I literally woke up an hour ago. I was like, okay, what are we doing on the podcast? Let's talk about what we did this year. I'm down for that. That'll actually be a great conversation. So, Nico, what were some of your favorite videos that we did this year? Because you had, of course, I feel like you had a trilogy of videos, even though it's only really 2 videos.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you have obviously Gray Matter and then Superposition was, I feel like, a big sort of creative push in, or rather, this specific direction. Obviously, you've done other creative things this year. I mean, this year was the frickin' Magic Disney Crystal.
Yeah, and also did the Portal video.
The Portal, yeah. Dude. But those 2 films I mentioned were Corridor digital films.
Yeah.
Short films.
Yeah, and we do short films still on the Quarter channel once in a while, but this year we came back to it with a lot more force, I think.
Yeah.
Well, there was a thing I wanted to try when we made Gray Matter and we made Superposition. Like I said, we hold ourselves to a high standard. That can be a little limiting and constricting sometimes, where it's I have an idea, but is it super polished, and is it the best thing in the world, and is it great for everyone? I don't know if it's that good, and then you just never move forwards with it.
Yeah.
And this year I was I just want to move forwards with stuff, and I don't want to really worry about if it's good or bad. But then that goes hand in hand with another thing, which is I want to be able to shoot it whenever I want. I want to shoot it as if I was 16 years old, living in the Midwest, and I had no idea how the film industry worked. I've never been on set before, and it's just me guessing. But then I want to apply all the skills I have from actually having done it for 15 years. And that's what Gray Matter and Superposition were. Where it was all shot on a single camera that was handheld. I directed and operated the vast majority of it. It was lit by LED lights. Christian would help set them up, and but it was really chill. We didn't have to have a crew. There was no sound crew. Everybody just put on the Rode Pro microphones, which record in floating point, basically the HD. They basically have HDR audio, high dynamic range audio, so you don't have to change the gain levels or anything like that.
But so what you're talking about is anytime I'm sure you guys have heard this. Anytime someone blows out the
Sam.
mic, if they start, yo, what up, Sam? Anytime someone's yelling into the mic and you just hear that click,
yeah,
as they're way too loud. That's because the recording levels were too high, and then you just max out and you clip the values. But floating point, or at least 32-bit audio recording, there is kind of like no upper limit.
Exactly. They don't clip. There's no clip. You know, it's like you can't clip your values on their floating point, basically, unless they're getting really crazy, like counting the number of atoms in the universe or something like that.
Oh my god. I'm sure there's some sort of limit. Like there's still probably, you could probably still max it out somehow.
Yeah. Either way, like running that setup meant I could just, when I had a shot ready, I could just point the camera at it and hit the record button. I didn't have to have a sound crew. I didn't have to have like anybody on sound gear. I like lighting. I didn't have to worry about heat with the lights. I didn't have to worry about people hurting themselves with the lights because they'd be hot or anything like that. Costumes are all airsoft things. Like Evike hooked it up with the airsoft gear. D brought his own airsoft kit. And
oh my god, he did?
Yeah, that was all D's own kit.
Of course he did.
So it was like truly at the end of the day, it's like my friends with their costumes in our studio with garbage on the floor. And I shot it with basically the equivalent of like a hand, pocket camera, right? It's like, it's about the scrappiest way you could do a shoot, but then we just still went for a super high concept cinematic thing, and it worked out because like here's the thing is like each one of those videos kind of sucked halfway through. You're like, looking at that, you're like, this is really confusing and not really hitting the vibe. And it's like, yeah, if only I could do this shot and this shot. And you sit down in the edit and just like you put shots in where you just write a title card with like the text on it saying like, this is what happens in this shot, and you just make it up and you basically imagine the best version of the video after you've like kind of shot it once, and you look back and like, boy, it'd be great to have those shots. And you're like, okay, well now, hey Guy and hey D and hey JC, can you guys, I mean, I didn't have to call JC, she works here, but can you guys come in next week and shoot some more shots? Sure, okay. And then you're like, and then you shoot some more shots and you just make the piece better week by week by week. And I really liked that process. I've never really done that process before, except for like when I was really young. And I kind of want to go back to that version of like live filmmaking if we're going to shoot stuff, or at least like try to protect it, right? You don't need to write something that's impossible to shoot. And if the best way to make a video is to not stress about trying to fit it all into one crazy 12-hour marathon day, then don't do that. Right? We can make up we can shoot things however we want to do it. There's no rules. So just do what's best. And like that was the attitude with those videos.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I've done it with a lot of the videos I've done. I hesitate to say scale videos because I do a lot of videos that are the same caliber of effort that aren't specifically like a VFX reveals scale, true scale type thing. But it's like on those videos, like I'll start with like a script, right? And I'll have like the general outline, maybe like a few very specific scripted parts, and we'll shoot some of those parts, we'll get it edited, but the rest of the video is not exactly fully fleshed out yet. And it's like once we see it in the edit, it's like, oh yeah, this isn't working or this is working, but we need this other thing. It's like, okay, we'll go back and we'll film that. As if we all filmed it from the beginning, as if that was the plan from the beginning, you know?
Yeah.
And at the end of it all makes sense, but it doesn't have to make sense as you're going along, as long as you're figuring out what should make sense.
Yeah, it's like the whole idea of having to like write everything and have a crazy production day and spend weeks trying to fix it effectively in post, like that's a holdover from like old film sets.
Well, it's a holdover from having only a day to do everything you need.
Yeah.
It's not really a holdover. That's just
yeah, and there are times when you still only have a day to do your
Because like I was talking about this last night with you, with all the trash we had in our studio for literally like weeks.
Yeah.
That is a privilege because we have the studio space to do that.
Right.
If we were some other indie company, we have like a tiny little office space, but we needed that type of set, we would rent a warehouse. We would have like a day rate for something. And when you're paying a day rate for something like that, you're not going to just leave your stuff there for weeks. You can only have it for the day, and then you have to make sure you get everything out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure you get everything you need shot, or else you don't get it. You either get it or you don't.
You're right, and then you're in that crunch again. But that's where I think like the writing comes in. It's like, don't write something that puts you in that corner. Even so, if you have a small office and you don't have a lot of space, write something else that uses a small office in a really cool way. Like that was the attitude. Is like Gray Matter was truly me at like 1 a.m. being like, I want to make a video. I want to have like cool dudes with guns in it because that's what I'm good at shooting. I don't want to rent a place. I guess I'll shoot at the building. I guess I'll shoot in the hallway. What can I do in the hallway that's cool? What if the hallway just went on for infinite length? It's like, it's truly like I was just writing to what I had. And I think that's the thing is like, if you can avoid writing yourself into a position where it's like, oh, the only way I can do this is to like stress out and get it in one day. It's like, then don't write that, right? Write an idea that lets you shoot it whenever you want,
I mean, that's kind of easier said than done. I
Oh,
think
100%.
it probably took
Definitely easier said than done.
2 decades plus experience for you to do that.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
So looking at some of the videos we've done this year.
Yeah. Horror Crew videos.
Do you guys remember we started out
latest
kind of pretty slowly.
Yeah, we
started
did.
with 4 React videos in a row on the channel, which is like not where we want to be. We always take pride in being able to be like, React video, some other video that we're focused on, then back to React, because React is every single Saturday. We never miss a Saturday.
That's not true. We have missed a Christmas. And
I say we actively never miss a Saturday.
Oh, right.
Like, it's not something, obviously we've done it like once or twice now, especially that time we got hacked and whatnot, but no, technically not on the website. But point being, we started off the year being like, we need to just make sure we make better quality content. Because in 2023, looking back on it, we're starting to feel like maybe the quality of what we were making was starting to slip a little bit in the pursuit of just trying to make more videos.
Right. It was like force something out every week.
Yeah.
Like, you know, take a concept, make it as good as you can, and move on to the next one.
And so we're like, well, maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe we should focus on making better quality content and the views will come. And so that's what we kind of started out the video with. We started trying to like put more effort into making videos, and so a month went by without anything coming out. We started the year going in it with like no ideas. We were starting on videos then, as opposed to what we're trying to do for this next year, that we have videos kind of more or less like ready to go. Ish. I don't really have a video ready to upload as soon as we get back, but we have some plans.
Concepts.
Yeah, we have some concepts.
Yeah.
But the first big video of the year we had was a React video, Barbenheimer.
Oh, that's right.
That was a Daniel special. Daniel's really good at editing React videos. They tend to be really good. Because he kind of edits them like a crew video some of the times. Like he'll put like the extra like cutaways to like references and stuff like that in there.
Yeah, Barbenheimer was great. Also, like the very beginning of the year, we had our animators react with Aaron Blaze come out, which we technically filmed in 2023, but like it was pretty cool talking to Aaron. I mean, any animator we've had on the show has been amazing. But yeah, Aaron's like, he's just got a really great presence and like a really great way of like wrapping his head around the art and the understanding of it. Like, you know, the equivalent of like an old martial arts master who's like, you can use whatever technique on me you want. You're not going to touch me. You're like, okay. You know, like, and they have that calmness about them, that confidence. Like Aaron has that. Yeah, but not in martial arts, but in like animation and art. He's like, it's okay. I can draw anything and bring it to life with a pencil. You know?
So then, but then we also had, I think the first big crew video of the year, outside of the debunking video, was the Abyss video.
Yeah, that one popped.
Yeah, that one did pretty well. It's sitting at 1.5 million views right now.
Yeah.
And that was a big effort of love. It's a 20+ minute video. You know, that was a bit of a Jordan Dean special with a lot of like me sprinkled in.
Yep.
As host, kind of carrying through the front of it and talking with frickin' Spaz. That was really cool. Frickin' legendary visual effects artist from the Abyss, and he's the guy who literally made the T-Rex against all of the instructions and orders from ILM. They're like, we're gonna do this practically, and he's like, I'm gonna do it digitally. And then it's like Steven Spielberg and Kathleen Kennedy go into a room one day to like talk about some visual effects, and he just casually has his little CG T-Rex playing on a computer screen in the background. They're like, what's this? And he's like, oh, you know, it's just like a little thing I did in my free time. And they're like, this is what we're gonna do now, and it changed the industry. So talking with that guy was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's amazing.
He's got a very feisty personality that I think kind of drove him away from the industry. People, he rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and I think it's a little unfortunate, but he's a legend nonetheless.
Yeah, and it's also like that was part of like this process of like slowing down videos and be like, let's take a little more time.
Yeah,
let's find stuff that's cool. Let's find ourselves, because like also with that Abyss video, there's some other like subtle things that we were trying, which was reaching out to experts in our videos and getting like expert commentary. It was at that point, it's like, we've had so many amazing guests on the React show. Why don't we have these guys just comment on the stuff we're doing on Core Crew when it's appropriate? And it worked so well with that video. I mean,
we didn't really do a whole lot of that this year, though. I mean, a few videos, obviously, we've done it, but like, I'm looking through the list and not a whole lot of them.
Yeah, it still pops up here and there, though.
Of course.
Yeah. The thing with the Abyss video, though, is the move of showing Spaz our shot, or showing him like Jordan's shot, like, and Jordan be like, oh my gosh, you showed it to him, and like getting to actually see Spaz be like, yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, that's crazy. That's super cool. Yeah. Ooh. So then we had a bomb of a video.
Oh my god, this was like probably
glitter
the
bomb
most
of a
tragic,
video.
our audience. Okay, so we made a video called "My Glitter Bomb Prank Sent Me to Prison." Oh, that's the title of it now. I think this is our worst performing video of the last like 2 or 3 years.
Yes, it's crazy how poor. Because it's like we all thought it was hilarious.
We
Like this is
loved it.
great. This is so funny. And Mark Rober's in it with a cameo. We're like this is gonna kill.
The whole premise is that we were basically doing a video that is a Mark Rober parody, but then at the end it's revealed it's actually in the same universe where I made like the longest lightsaber, the laser gun, the friggin' largest slingshot. It's like I'm always like doing these super crazy, irresponsible experiments, and they always either land me in prison or in heaven, in top heaven. And yeah, turns out no one liked it.
Yeah, like made people angry.
People were like, yeah, angry about it. They, I think it was because we also went back and forth on which channel we should upload it to. Should we upload it to the Corridor Crew channel?
That's right. It did
the
live on
Corridor
Corridor
Digital
for
channel?
like a day, didn't it? And it lived on Corridor for a day, and like underperformed.
I forget how we
put it on
changed
Corridor
our
for a
mind a
day.
couple times
Yeah.
on that one because it did do so poorly. We're like, oh, what do we do? But yeah, I think people just like were able to tell pretty quickly that it was all like kind of a scripted fake thing, and that it took them out of it, and so they didn't really enjoy it, as opposed to it being like an actual build video or an actual science video that I was pursuing, and they just didn't appreciate the sarcasm or the satire of it. And so if that's the situation you're in when you're watching this, of course you're not going to like it.
Yeah.
So that was just a bummer because we all loved it, because we all were in on the joke, and maybe that was the problem.
Yeah, it's also just like, you know, jokes are about like betraying expectations in like a way that makes it interesting. And yeah, people weren't necessarily set up for it. Like they weren't going into it with just like didn't set them up quite for the right headspace. It's tricky.
Yeah,
Really
it's like
tricky.
perhaps in hindsight we should have put it on the Corridor Digital channel, but we've also really adopted this other mantra, which is like we cannot put a Corridor Digital video out without a Corridor Crew
Right.
video accompanying it, because for those of you who don't know, we don't really make any money on the Corridor Digital channel, despite it hitting 10 million views, and despite the
Subscribers,
shorts.
not views. We've had more than 10 million views on the channel.
Oh my god, you're right. It's at like 2 billion views, I think. It's somewhere in
Yeah.
that range. It's crazy. But the point is that like they're short videos, so they don't really get good ad placement from YouTube ad revenue, and they're so sporadic that they don't really support that. Sure, a video could get some money on it, yes, but it's not going to support a company with like 20 or 15 to 20 employees. It's not really going to be worth your time to just make that video and spend a month on it.
Yeah, like take like the Big Mario and Big Luigi video. Like there's no brand integration on that video.
Oh, the brand integration is the other part.
It's shorter than 8 minutes, so it only gets in one ad.
It's fast and easy, and you'll save big at the holiday gift department at Mathis Home. It's bigger and better than ever, filled with hundreds of name brand toys and gift items for everyone on your list, all priced less than anywhere else. So save time and money this year at the holiday gift department at your furniture superstore, Mathis Home.
Cruise in elegance and sophistication in the ultimate driving machine. Experience unmatched style and power in the latest and greatest from BMW. Visit BMW of Tulsa online today, or come in and test drive your next sedan or SUV.
Played with it. And that's it. You know, it's like there's truly like maybe if the video gets like 1 million views, you might get like $2,000.
Maybe.
And the video doesn't have 1 million views because, you know, YouTube isn't all about horizontes. When it comes to like doing shorts, but still, like, you know, people watch it and people like it, and you know, it hits people and makes them feel something, which is what we're really going for at the end of the day.
And that's kind of the conundrum we've fallen into. It's like people miss the short films that we used to make because that used to be sustainable.
Right.
In the early days of YouTube, and arguably leading up to like 2014 or so, it was like it was all based on views, and if you got a lot of views, which the videos we were making were designed to do, they're designed to be short and shareable, so they literally would get millions of views. Real GTA got like 4 million views in the first day.
This is also before social media companies locked down their ability to share off platform.
Oh, that's right. That being the whole thing is like, oh, you just shared a YouTube link on Facebook? Well, we're just going to subtly and quietly not really show it to people.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. Oh, you posted the video directly to Facebook? I think everyone on this site should see this. I'm going to blast it to everyone.
Yeah. So, you know, but we still need to make corridor videos.
And that's the thing, is
like
that
we have to. It's just
that's our heart.
Yeah,
You know?
it's our heart, but it also like you can't say you're a VFX artist if you never do VFX or like shoot anything. You know,
Right,
it's
yeah.
like VFX artists react becomes just like reactors react if we don't actually make stuff.
It's like we don't want to be the armchair critics. We want to at least try to be the throne critics. What's like a nicer chair with an arm?
Hopefully, it's more of a like colleagues and peers rather than like
Sure, yeah.
You know,
I mean,
scrubs.
we will always never be able to get around the criticism that like because we've never worked at an actual Hollywood level production studio, being in the trenches with 50 or 100 other compositors around you or effects artists or whatever. It's like, oh, they don't know what it's really like. But I don't think that's a fair criticism of us. But at the same time, we're never going to get around that.
Yeah, and well, also it's like we don't necessarily react from the point of view of like I'm in the industry and this is what it's like in the industry. It's like we react from the point of view of an artist as like I do VFX, I do them all the time. As an artist, here's how I'd approach a shot, or here's what I admire about a shot.
Yeah,
you know,
and the fact that like we will just say it like we think it or see it.
Yeah, it's true because we're not in the industry and nobody's you don't have any bosses, so we can just say whatever we want. Actually, at the end of the day,
I'm gonna open my Soda Stream. It's gonna be loud.
Do it.
Anyway,
opening the blast doors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way.
So.
Corridor videos.
Yeah, yeah. So I kind of made that transition to being able to like make these scale videos back in 2018, where it's like, okay, I want to make videos that are longer. I want to be in these videos, and I want to like communicate some interesting points that are they. It wasn't that they were specifically science-based videos, but that was what I was passionate about, and I wanted to communicate that. So it kind of turned into that, right? But yeah, so I still do a tremendous amount of visual effects every year. And I think I'm at the best or most skilled I've ever been with CG rendering. You know, it's like, I keep thinking, oh, as I get older, I'm going to get less good at technical things. And it's like, so far that's been proven not the case, at least for me. According to myself. Yeah, I mean, those skills continue to stack, even though I'm getting older. But yeah, I don't know. I like making visual effects, and I think I do enough of it that it's okay to be able to critique expert level visual effects artists in React, even though there are obviously better effects artists than me out there. There's obviously a tremendous amount of work going into all of this stuff. But at the end of the day, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And people in the industry, they don't want to burn bridges.
Right.
So they don't want to like just openly criticize other people's work. And I get that sort of mentality. But also, you know, it's like people got to be honest sometimes. Maybe it's not. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe something doesn't work. Even if it's good, maybe something doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's like they didn't have enough. It doesn't matter what the context is, you know?
I'm just a big fan of like just having either a very thick skin or not caring about like how people talk about your work to some degree. Like being on the internet, people are like, "Oh, this sucks!" like all the time on our videos, all the time.
Yeah.
The point where it's like, okay, whatever, they don't like it. Like it doesn't bother me that much. It can bother me a little bit sometimes, but
oh yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
generally speaking, it doesn't bother me that much. And especially if a friend's like, "That sucks," that makes me laugh. I'm like, "Thank you for telling me that's hilarious. I'll do better the next one." Like, because Sam will say it to me all the time. I'll be working something like, "This scene sucks." I'm like, "You're right." It does suck, you know, and it's not a big deal, right? We're in entertainment. Who cares? And like, I think there's an attitude that I have of like, don't take yourself so seriously. And a lot of people in the film business, especially because they're working on big films that involve lots of money and all that kind of stuff, take themselves very seriously, and that's okay. But part of me is like, you know, whatever. At the end of the day, it's Batman, guys. If I rip on it, who cares? It's Batman. Don't take yourself so seriously. Like, you're not a surgeon. Yeah, you know? You're making Batman animations, even though you're doing it professionally for millions of dollars. Like, you know what? That's an example. I'm not ripping on Batman in particular.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, okay, I'm not sure what you're talking
I'm just
about.
picking an IP example.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I'm just a big fan of, like, people not taking themselves too seriously or being chill. And, like, we have had people like that on the couch. Like, you know, not Frank Miller.
Rob Legato.
Tim Miller. Rob Legato, yeah.
Rob Legato was hilarious because he just didn't give an F.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, Todd Vaziri, like, same thing. Like,
well, Todd Vaziri,
not
out of everyone,
but like, he says what he wants to say.
But he was also only criticizing like his own work, or he was very clear he didn't want to criticize other people's work.
True, but even then, at that level, even if it's your own work, it is a little bit other people's work because everything's a collaborative product at that point.
Absolutely.
But he's also, you know, not just Todd, not to single him out, but like all these guys, like they've been around for so long, they've done it for so long. Like, I'm just gonna be myself at this point, you know. And it's like, yes, I love it. I love seeing it. So that's super cool. You made a lighter finger for Jan.
Yeah, that was
around the bomb prank.
That
the
started
glitter
off
bomb prank.
an interesting trend of videos this year for me personally because that was my first time working with Austin, who had been doing a lot of. He started working here, working on Son of a Dungeon, I think season 2, doing a lot of editing and doing a lot of like Unreal renders and stuff like that. And then he was editing on crew cuts, and then dailies turned into dailies, which turned into like twice a week, which turned into every other week dailies. Yeah, no, Austin is a really funny and witty dude. He's very good at editing, very fast at editing too, and it was interesting being able to like pair up with him and work on this video. And we ended up doing a couple other videos last year or this year as well. The other two being the Canon video, the 360 camera shot out of a cannon or a mortar, I should say, and the Minecraft video, the scale of Minecraft.
Yeah.
It was a joy to work with him on those. You know, a lot of the time I work with Daniel on a lot of these videos. I of course worked on several videos with Daniel this year. But it's nice to kind of get some variety in working with different people. It's like I love working with both of them. I love working with Nick. I love working with you. I love doing multiple styles, I guess. Like I get cabin fever if I work on the same thing for too long. Like I remember working on anime self-driving cars. Remember that one? And that was
a long production.
That was a very long production, and I think that one took me 3 months to work on. I think this was early 2019, I think. And it was, it was before Bosstown Dynamics and whatnot. But Sam had just had a kid. I don't think it was Gideon. I think it was
Gwenny?
It Gideon?
Gwenny.
It was, yeah, it was Gwenny. And so.
Wait, was it Gideon? No, it was Gideon.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh man. Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, he basically, we shot all this thing and I'm doing all these cool renders and whatnot, and then he sets up all of these camera animations, and he did all of the animation of the cars and all the camera work and stuff like that, and all of these shots, and my job was to texture everything, make it look good, and get those renders out, and it took me months to do that. And by the end of it, I hated the production. I wanted to work on anything else. It was, I started hating it. Even though I'm incredibly proud of the work I did and the work we did on the video, it was just like, I'm ready to move on. So anytime I'm working on anything more than like a month or so, I start to be like, let's do something else. And it's kind of the same way working with someone as well. It's like, I really enjoyed working with you on this project, but on this next one, I'm going to do something a little different.
Yeah. It's great getting that perspective shift. Yeah.
But yeah, the lighter finger was the third finger video we've done with Jan. Jan, of course, classically lost his finger because a giant snail bit it off of him.
It's crazy.
We gave him a Nerf gun as a finger, and then this year we gave him a tiny little lighter.
And then shortly after that, we had our Slightly Offensive Bowling Animations 2024 edition.
Is that the only one we did this year?
Yeah, I think it's important to only do them once a year.
Bowling? Okay.
Yeah. I think
okay.
Yeah, they're a once a year kind of thing. At most. You know, the genre is a little
We usually
tired.
did it like twice a year, I think.
No, we've only done like 3 so far. 4, maybe.
I think that was our 4th. Maybe our 5th?
I made probably my worst one, my least funniest bowling animation, but Jordan Allen probably made his funniest bowling animation.
Yeah, that one. Oh, man. Dude, I'll never get over, like, so for those of you who don't know, Jordan Allen made a bowling animation, a mildly offensive one about the Hiroshima nuclear bomb tragedy, where, yeah, basically...
He used split. The term split for splitting the atom. And it's such a crazy
and you see
use
it coming
of a
from
pun.
a mile off. You're like, oh man, he's about to nuke Hiroshima. Oh, this is bad. And then I will never forget this. It happens, and we're all just like, oh my God. And Dean cheers. He's like, yes, yes. And I was just like, Dean, what? Oh my God.
He's just happy that Jordan went there.
Yeah, I mean,
then it ends and Bull again comes up and the second plane's flying into the second. Oh my God. It just like, it so perfectly encapsulates that series because it is offensive. But like, you know, at the same time, that's the whole point of the joke. It's like making you feel that inside.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's no actual ill will or, you know, there's anyone with these things.
It is very easy to cross that line, though. The first idea I had was absolutely going to cross the line, and I'm very glad I got talked out of it. I'm not even going to say what it was. But it was just like, yeah, that would have been incredibly distasteful. It's like, you want to get into that offensive territory without being too distasteful.
Yeah,
and it's not like, oh, I don't want to get canceled. It's like that's not the driving force. It's like you just want to be tasteful about it.
Yeah.
You want to make it. You want to do
How do
something
you be
that,
funny?
Yeah.
Like, how do you be funny while doing that kind of stuff? It's very challenging.
Your-
and like, we're
your-
not comedians. Well, we're maybe a little bit comedians, but like, yeah, we're
Your
not
9/11
professional.
joke, I think, might be one of the best bowling alley animations of all time.
I do not think I have a way to top that ever, and it's just downhill.
Again,
I'm
those
serious.
of
I
you
don't
who
think I have
don't
a better one.
know, it was this plane coming in towards a downtown environment. You see two towers there, and you're like very clearly.
One tower, specifically one tower.
Okay, well, my point is that like you are immediately like, oh my god, this is a 9/11 bowling animation. I'm
Yep.
about to see this plane crash into a building, and you're just waiting for it to happen, and then the plane just flies by and keeps going, and then the thing pops up. 9 out of 10, 9/10, as opposed to 9/11. And it was like, oh, you got everything except for the last bowling pin. And
Yep.
it was such like a beautiful twist on a 9/11 joke.
I had that one in me for years.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't a bowling pin animation, but I had that 9/10 joke in me for years, and then eventually I was like, this is the bowling joke. And I had that in me for at least a year before we finally had the chance to
Oh,
make the
wow.
animation.
Well, it was good. I loved it.
Yeah, I got lucky with that one.
So we might try to, yeah, I thought mine was okay. The thing about the bowling animation sometimes is that like you're trying to do this in this specific style that's kind of janky, so you're kind of just slapping stuff together. And so you're not I don't know, I'm not exactly proud of the one I made, and the joke was kind of like, I made like the Epstein video, but it ended up making the thumbnail. It was like the whole thumbnail, so I was like, oh, okay, whatever.
I love that people got offended about the AI hat. Oh my god.
That's the best part, like
the lack of self-awareness from a couple of the comments of just being like, can't believe you would generate a hat using AI. You son of a bitch. Just like, and the joke is like a bowling pin hanging a Jeffrey Epstein, or sorry, a bowling ball hanging a Jeffrey Epstein pin. And it's like, oh my god, that's what you got offended by, is the AI hat.
The
It's like
AI-generated
getting angry at someone's
hat.
like AI sunglasses. It was hilarious. I love it.
I don't even really specifically remember why I had to do the AI hat. I think I looked online for like some police hats, and none of them were the vibe I wanted.
Yeah.
And I was like, I typed in a prompt one day, and I was like, oh, wait, that actually is kind of what I was after. I mean, all right, sure. I don't know. My thoughts on AI generated stuff is kind of complicated. I understand all of the hate against it. I don't know if the hate against it is always in the right spot, but I don't think it's ever in really the wrong spot. But at the same time, I don't know. It's new technology, and we're just playing around with it. And I
Yeah.
just made a friggin' hat. What's the big deal?
Like, it's simple. It's simple. From the very day one, this is the simple idea. Don't rip people off, but also, like, there's a billion ways you can use it where you're not ripping people off, you know? And, like, yeah, it's that easy.
You know what's also pretty cool, though?
Having Gareth Edwards come into the
Having
studio.
Gareth Edwards on the studio or on the couch. That
Yeah.
was really cool because especially when we did because we did a 2-part episode with him. One talking about the creator. He's, of course, the big director of the creator. He did Godzilla back in the day. Oh, Rogue One, Star Wars Rogue One. But he started out as just like a classic visual effects artist. And so we did an episode featuring the creator, but then we did another episode featuring the other things he's done. What was it? Monsters, I believe, was the name of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a movie I remember seeing when I first moved here to LA. We're talking like 12 years ago. And just learning like, wait, one dude did all the visual effects in like his hotel room for this thing and made the whole movie. It was just like, it was really inspiring. And then when we started looking at, he did this like Attila the Hun documentary. And again, he did like basically everything himself. And I remember seeing like some VFX breakdowns that he put out of that. And it literally formed my opinion of like, wow, okay, with just the right amount of ingenuity, you can make something look like $1 billion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so then fast forward like a decade, and suddenly I'm talking with the dude sitting next to him, and that was like a really cool moment. Like, wow, I get it. Like, I get what you're trying to do, and this is like, you were doing that, and now you're doing it with a $50 million budget, but it's the same sort of mentality, and this is what you can make out of it. The creator.
Yeah.
Which was a very cool looking movie.
It also influenced our choice of FX3s for filming on things at Corridor a little bit.
Right, yeah. Daniel's been on the FX3 game, or he's been on the Sony camera game for years now. All of Crew Cuts was shot with like his personal Sony cameras. There's like A7s for a while, but he's been on the FX3 for a little while now.
Yeah.
And then we just recently got another FX3.
Well,
that's right. Never mind. We didn't.
Yeah.
We thought we did, but it didn't work out.
We still might, but like, I don't know, not from them. So I'm gonna just jump ahead a little bit. I mean, there's a bunch of great things.
You want to skip over Wolverito?
I mean, I don't want to, but we did a lot of videos. This will be a long podcast.
Wolverito was one that we had been talking about for a while, and that was like
it was nice to finally see that done.
Those are always my favorite one. It's like, wow, it's now real, and it was literally existing in this sort of surreal, nebulous space for so long, and then it's suddenly tangible.
I want to talk about Loaded Questions, actually.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So he did drop one episode of Loaded Questions on
maybe that was our worst performing
YouTube
video
channel
of the year.
Maybe. But it's also very different than our other content. So Jonah, who is working, he doesn't work here right now, but he had been working with us last year. You probably remember him. Crew Cuts, dailies, all that kind of stuff. He had this Loaded Questions show that he was working on, which is like an interview show where the person has one roll of film to take pictures and they answer interview questions while taking pictures. Which is really cool. And Jonah made some amazing episodes. There's a bunch of episodes on the website. And Zach King was super gracious and like was down to be kind of the star of one of the episodes and have that be like the episode we put on YouTube. And it's cool to have like a big name YouTuber be like, because like imagine you hit up like, I don't know, like Daniel Craig and you're like, hey, you want to do Loaded Questions? He's like, sure, yeah, come out, spend a day with me. I'll answer your questions. You can put on your YouTube channel, whatever. Like, because Zach King's a huge guy. Like, he's a huge name.
He's very large.
He actually is tall.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he really?
I think he's about as tall as you, if not taller.
Dang, okay.
Yeah. But just, you know, it's not like Zach and I hang out or anything like that, you know? It's just, he was very gracious and very kind, and he did the episode with us, and like, it's a very heartfelt episode. And
then came on React.
Yeah, he came on React as well. And, you know, Jonah made a great episode out of it.
I did also go spend a day with him, helping him shoot a video. Flying the drone, doing a motion control thing, which was actually very cool.
Did it ever come out?
Yeah.
It did? Okay,
yeah,
sweet.
It came out, and it was really good. It was like, wow.
Yeah. But needless to say, it didn't really pop. And,
yeah, that was a bit of a bummer. And that was like the fourth episode he'd done.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, all the other ones were exclusive on the website, but it's like, all right, we have this cool show on the website, but the best way to advertise it to YouTube is to put an episode on YouTube. We did that with basically every exclusive show we've done. Is like we put at least like 1 or 2 episodes online for free.
Yeah. But, you know, and like, as much as you don't want to have to like be like the studio boss, like, you know, that series isn't getting a lot of views, I gotta axe it. Like, you still have to do that, you know, and it wasn't getting views, and maybe it's in that iteration, it's, you know, hitting the vibe. It's just, you know, little things can make something work, but it wasn't working yet. And so we paused the series with that Zach King episode, but that was a cool journey, and it was a really neat experience. And yeah, I just hats off to Zach also for like joining us on that.
But yeah, and that was kind of like Jonah's last thing he worked on with us here, because he moved up to Canada.
So he's still working on that Halo short.
Yes. Well,
with Fenner.
Yes, I was talking with him about that on Sunday, actually. He's in town now. He's in town this week. He's going to be at the Christmas party tonight.
Oh, amazing. You spoiled his cameo appearance, I guess. I didn't know.
Cameo appearance at the party?
He would have been like, Nico. I'd be like, Jonah. But now I'd be like, I know you're here.
Yeah, no, he's working with Fenner. Fenner's running a full-on production company now with like dozen employees.
Niche Productions, something like that?
I forget the name specifically. But yeah, they're working on, they did Heretic. They did all the effects for Heretic. We should look at that on the couch at some point. They're working on a new movie he couldn't tell me about because of NDAs and stuff like that. But apparently it's a big name or a big time movie. It'll be in theaters, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's working with Fenner and all that, and Fenner is just busy running a company now and trying to get all that stuff done. So every now and then they're able to get like a little bit of Halo work in, because I asked him about it. And so he was saying that they expect to have some time that they could put towards it in the new year.
Jonah and Fenner, you can take this as a challenge if you want. I don't think we're ever going to see the Halo short film.
Oh!
I think those men got big things going on, and we'll see. That'd be one of those little labors of love that sits there and you poke at it and you're like, this is my hobby.
Yeah, what's the best way to like motivate them? Is it positive reinforcement or doubt?
Or is it that? Well, okay, I gave the doubt. You do the positive reinforcement.
Guys, it's going to be a really, really cool video. They've already finished all of the animation and whatnot. It's literally just down to Fenner being able to like kind of get through and like do the lighting and do these renders and whatnot. You know, it's their vision. They got to make it. And I think they'll find the time. I think they'll find a break and they'll be like, you know what? I do love this. I do want to finish this. And I think they're going to do it.
Right. So Jonah Fenner, you can pick whichever part of the podcast you want to listen to there. Just pick the most effective one. Yeah.
Or it's like, yeah, I mean, maybe it'll go the way of a lot of things in life that it's just going to disappear. Maybe it'll go the way of like Tether 2.
You know, Tether 2 came out.
Actually, you're right. You're right. Which was just Tether.
Yeah.
Tether did come out. You're right. It was, but I think the end of it
there's actually a
promised
Tether
that there's
before
like,
Tether.
Yeah,
that came
yeah.
out.
What was the first one called?
I don't remember. First Snow, something like that. Tether,
First
First
Snow.
Snow. Yeah. So then, after a load of questions, I left on a 3-week trip to Europe. But right at the beginning of the trip, I dropped a project that I'd been working on with Daniel and Paul DeBevic for like a month and a half. And that was the sodium vapor crystal video.
Yeah.
And that thing blew up.
Yeah, it did. I mean, first off, it's a really good video. Second off, it's a really good thumbnail.
Yeah.
But just like, it's one of those ideas that really like, not even just like the marketing, and by marketing I mean like the title and thumbnail. I'm talking about like the pitch for it. It's like Disney had control over this one thing that seemed to be able to do modern visual effects practically better than modern visual effects ever could.
Yeah.
And it was lost to time.
What a perfect setup for like an Indiana Jones VFX archaeology video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, then you guys actually figured out a way to do it for real.
Well, yeah, then to have like one of the best like visual scientists come out and be like, hey guys, I have an idea. You want to do it with me? I built the whole rig. You just want to film with me? And you're like, amazing. Yes.
Because like, I will never forget learning about that for the first time on the React Couch. You brought Mary Poppins in and you talked about it. And I threw this whole softball question. I was like, this seems too good to be true. What's the thing? And you're like, they lost it. And I was like, what? Like, I did not see that answer coming. I had no idea. And that was it. It was like, well, maybe someday we'll be able to find the lost crystal.
Yeah.
And instead of finding the lost crystal, we rebuilt and re-engineered the crystal. And I say we as if we had any extra input on it other than Paul DeBevic.
Yeah, we didn't
the
actually
actual
do
true genius
anything.
here.
I guess I comped it, you know, if that's even the thing.
I mean,
like,
we made the
technically,
video,
you
we made the
comped it
communication.
first. It's crazy because like Paul has his own HDR shop that he built.
HDR shop?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has his own like HDR editing program that he made. And he used HDR shop to do all the compositing because it's all just like add and subtract calculations.
When you say shop, I'm not sure what are you talking about, a program or like a facility with people?
A program.
Okay.
Yeah. And so like, you know, he had like, guys, I took stills, I used my own program to check all the math. I think it'll work out. Here's the process. And then I did all the comping. I matched what he did in Fusion.
He's such like an I don't know if aggressively intelligent is the way to put it, because he's a soft-spoken dude.
He's very nice, yeah.
He's very nice. I like him a lot.
Anyway,
but like,
whatsoever,
you spend a few minutes with him, listening to him talk, and just like his word choice, the ease at which he's able to communicate thoughts that are complex. You're just like, wow, I'm talking to a very, very intelligent person.
Yeah, it's really cool talking to people like that. It always puts you back into your place.
And we do have a follow-up to the crystal video that I don't want to spoil.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things happening.
But
and
there
who knows where they might go.
But the video was supposed to happen this year, and it kind of evolved and kind of just ended up getting delayed, never ended up happening. But it is on the list to happen. And maybe, just maybe, we found the original crystal, not the one that was in the museum.
Maybe. We're actually still in the middle of living this video and haven't reached the end yet, so we don't know if we actually found it yet.
Yeah. And so we don't really want to say more than that, but that is the pitch for the sequel.
Yeah. It's very hard to gain access to real treasure, I'll put it that way.
All we'll say is that there might be a vault involved.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, before we did that though, I started the year with I don't know about start. I think the video came out in like freaking March. But yeah, Scale of Mountains was a big one for me. That was a video I did with Nick. That was a fun one because it's like, we went to Santa Monica and tried to do a little bit of a new vibe on these videos where it's like, I'm gonna talk to strangers.
Yep.
I'm gonna go up and with a microphone and a camera and be like, hey, say something. And we talked to a lot of people and most of them had zero interest in participating. And it was kind of a new thing for me. It was like breaking the ice of going up to a stranger and being like, hey, I think how I pitched it was like, do you want to answer a science question for YouTube? And like, I swear about half the people were like, no. I'm like, okay. And then every now and then they're like, yeah, sure. And I was like, what's the biggest mountain in the world? And they're like, Kilimanjaro.
Oh no.
Or they're like Mount Fuji. And I was shocked at how few people knew it was Everest. And I was just like, the whole point of this exercise was to show that everyone knows that Mount Everest is the tallest mountain in the world. And I go out there, not that many people knew it was Everest. So I was like, okay, maybe this idea is flawed. Okay. Because I was like, all right, everyone knows Everest is the tallest mountain in the world, but the biggest mountain is actually Hawaii.
It took you a while. You couldn't quite force that premise to happen, huh?
I mean, it ended up working. We hit enough people that we were able to get everything we needed. And we even got some people who were like, oh yeah, it's Mauna Kea in Hawaii. And I was like, wow. There's a moment in the video where this girl, she actually guessed it correctly. And I was genuinely shocked because it was the first person of the day who actually guessed it correctly.
Wow.
A lot of people did say Everest. A lot of two general population's credits.
2 people said Everest.
No, a good amount of people, but I think we included most of them in the video. Whereas we didn't really include too many people who guessed the other ones. But that video was a big one for me because that was my first time really diving into Unreal Engine. And that type of video where it's like, I'm gonna be soaring around like these landscapes to use the background of the landscape as like a ruler, as a meter stick type thing. And it was a fun process learning to use the what's it called? Basically Google Maps inside of Unreal Engine. It was like the Cesium plugin. And it was, because for years I've been doing all of this inside of Google's software called Earth Studio, which is pretty good. You can animate a camera around and play that camera as if you're in Google Earth, and then render out shots in 4K, high quality, and stuff like that. But you get better quality out of this Unreal Engine thing, and you can have 3D models imported in, all these other like text layers you can import in. It ended up being a really cool and easy way to communicate a lot of visuals, because I'm constantly in the search of like, how can I get more footage and fewer effect shots? Because the whole appeal of Unreal Engine for me is that like, I could then just like make a shot that's 5 minutes long. Who cares? It's not a big deal. It's not gonna take any time to render. It's gonna take 5 minutes to render this 5-minute shot, whatever, as opposed to an effect shot where it's like every single second adds to the complexity of how long this is gonna take. And it's a 10-second shot. It might take several hours to do. And then it's like rinse and repeat every shot. Anyway, that was a fun video. Scale of mountains. But unfortunately, I didn't continue with Unreal Engine this year. I did a little bit for the safety video that we did. Remember that one? Where we had Alan come over? So I made my little animation in Unreal Engine, but just enough time had gone by that I started getting rusty again. And I didn't have enough time to really get back up to speed on it because I had to make the animation. So the animation ended up being like real janky. But fortunately that worked because the video was kind of supposed to be a little janky. Like my head animation, my head, neck, or my character's neck was like twice as long as it should have been.
Hep C. You can't see it, and you might not feel it, but it's there, staring back at you. It's time to change your outlook and see yourself cured of Hep C. Today's treatments have overall cure rates of 95% or higher, are pills, not injections, and can be taken wherever you are in your recovery journey. So start your next chapter and put Hep C in the rear view. Now's the time to see yourself cured. Talk to a healthcare professional and visit hepccure.com for more information.
I Googled you today just to see what pops up.
Did you not know who I was before?
No.
Y'all, Kendrick dropped again. He dropped again. Didn't I say we're witnessing greatness right now?
This record is fire. Oh my God. Shohei Ohtani starts the 50-50 club.
Country music's year of being the it genre has officially reached a fever pitch.
We are at Tiny Desk, which is kind of blowing my mind right now.
I don't know about nobody else, but I'm starting to like country music.
Can I get a large Dr. Pepper with pickles?
Crazy. This is so good.
It's undeniable. Mudang is a star. Mudang. Mudang.
I'm your favorite hippo's favorite hippo.
Here comes Sha'Carri Richardson. Sha'Carri's got him covered.
Caitlin Clark, welcome to the WNBA.
Clark, with fans everywhere.
I want to grow up to be like Caitlin Clark.
Lamine Yamal, welcome to the world stage.
Hello, I'm Anxiety. Where can I put my stuff?
I fall 5 years ago. Maybe I'll never sing again.
She sounds amazing.
Simone called it the redemption tour, but she had absolutely nothing to prove to anyone else. A performance for the ages from Steph Curry.
This is Espresso. We hope you love it, Coachella.
It's our first time headlining a UK festival.
Oh my gosh, it's just so amazing.
Oh my God. It's so beautiful. There's an Aurora Borealis in Georgia right now.
2024 will be the biggest global election year in history.
We have
Man. I left a positive review for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024.
You just now that's what you're on your phone doing? You're leaving a review for Microsoft Flight Simulator right now.
Like, Steam sends me an email and be like, hey, you got a bunch of community awards. I'm like, for what? And I look at it, it's a bunch of fucking clown emojis.
What?
A bunch of people angry that I left a positive review for Microsoft Flight Sim have posted clown emojis on my review, and Steam deemed it necessary to send me an email to tell me about it. And I'm just like, what? What a world we live in, man. Anyways, Steam, never talk to me again, please, ever. Thank you. Email preferences saved.
All right.
Anyways, back to our show.
But you know what we
Microsoft
also
Flight
did?
Sim 2024. Great game, everybody. I love it. I'm having a great time with it.
Speaking
Boom.
of flying, though, I flew some drones this year.
That's true, you did.
The Avata 2 came out from DJI, and we made a video. We're like, they came to us first and was like, hey, you did a video with us last year about the Inspire 3. We really loved it. We want you to do that again. And we're like, okay, let's do that again. And Sam also latched onto this idea. He thought it'd be really cool to basically put a GoPro on a bee. Like, what is it like to be, as you would say.
Yep.
And when Sam gets locked into an idea, you kind of just have to let him run with it because he's very good at making good videos when he gets locked in. But that was fun for me because I was like, okay, I don't have to make any like big decisions on the scope of what this video should be. I just get to fly a drone around FPV style. And it was one of the best drones I'd ever flown, like in terms of its abilities to fly around, its maneuverability. Part of me was like, am I just really, really good at flying, or is this just easier to fly? And I think it's kind of a combination of both. I do think I am a really good FPV pilot, but also this drone just has capabilities that older generations of drones just couldn't do. I wouldn't have the type of precision that I could do with the Avata 2. So yeah, being able to like, I'm so bummed it got cut from the video, but there's this moment where I'm chasing Jordan JC around the kitchen. I'm doing loops around here. I'm literally flying donuts in the middle of our kitchen, which is only like 10 feet wide by 10 feet. It's not a very big space. And then she runs into your office in the corner, but there's a little gap. It's about 5 inches from the top of the ceiling to this little, where the roof ends. There's like this little gap up there. And I flew through the gap. I flew the entire drone through the gap because she runs into the room and closes the door. And so I have to like back up, fly up, and then I flew through the gap and chased her around the room, and then she left. The general feedback upon watching the edit is that that moment slowed down the pacing of the video too much, and so Sam ended up cutting it. The whole thing just got cut. I was like, man, that was some of my best flying ever. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm talking about it now, so you guys know that
you know that it's there.
You know it's there.
Man, like, not to fast forward too much because this is cool, but We do have to record React today still, and we're not quite halfway through the year.
Oh my God, you're right. Oh yeah, and I guess we're kind of coming up on the end of the podcast timing here, but we also did start late.
Yeah, that's true. But I will skim over we had Adam Savage. Look at the Dune popcorn bucket that Matt and Jordan worked on.
Oh, sorry, Jalen and Matt special.
Yeah, and Daniel did that episode too for the Quarter Crew channel.
The Canon, we did a Secret Santa last week.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not making a Secret Santa video for all of you guys who are wondering. Sorry if you were looking forward to that. We did stream it on Instagram. Christian, is it available for people to go watch? Yeah, so it is up on the Quarter Digital Instagram if you want to go watch it.
I mean, it's barely a show. I wouldn't watch it. It's just casual.
It's so beyond casual. You probably won't want to watch it. But I was surprised the number of people who said that their favorite moment of the year was something from that video.
Yeah, like half the crew said it was like something from that video.
I don't know about half the crew, but both Austin and Griffin surprised me by saying that. My favorite moment of the year was literally putting in all of this work into a thing, having it fail over and over
Christian
again.
Too.
Oh, you did too? Man.
Yeah, so 1/3 of the crew.
Wow. Okay. But yeah, just like seeing the thing explode, fly out, and then poof, the parachute pops out, and it worked. It freaking worked after all of that effort and all those failures. That was like one of the most glorious moments of my life. Finally seeing that work.
Yeah. You're on your last camera too.
Basically. Although the way the final edit ended up working out confused a lot of people, which was unfortunate because we had some notes from Insta360. They basically gave us 3 working cameras and 2 dummy cameras that I labeled in the thing. The thing is, though, is that those dummy cameras technically did work.
Oh, gotcha.
But they had like scratches on the lenses. And so Insta360 was very adamant about being like, no, don't show off that it's a working camera. Say it's a dummy, like all these different things. So, but I was like, well, if we're going to use the dummy camera to do the shot, I might as well roll the camera. And then that footage ended up being like kind of important footage we needed. And so threading together this whole sort of narrative around all that with like the losing the cameras over and over again. I don't know. The true situation didn't completely get communicated in the final edit. So a lot of people are just kind of clowning on me for like being like, oh, why not? Yeah. Whatever. Moving on.
You had the fake water video with Jordan and Dean. They had the interview with
oh yeah, that one popped off. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what the guy's name was. Eric something from Weta.
Yeah, wait, it wasn't Eric though, was it?
Something I can't remember the guy's name.
But
yeah, they had another interview with like one of the best people in the industry.
Yeah, and that was cool because they actually at Weta set up like a whole filming sort of background, like proper lighting.
Yeah, they like took it really seriously,
as opposed to just like a webcam POV.
It was it's very flattering, like to have truly one of the biggest names in visual effects as far as companies go. Be like, yeah, we'll put some effort into giving you a little interview. And I was like, oh my gosh. But we're just little scrappy YouTubers. We did the safety video with Alan Bowie.
Yeah.
And
that
it
was
got demonetized like instantly.
It wasn't right away, was it?
It was like 4 or 5 hours into like so the video comes out.
I thought it was a day after.
And it's like starting to pop. It's getting views like, ooh, another one. Because like Fake Water just came out, that had popped. The non-Euclidean Horror video came out, that had popped. The Canon video came out, that did really well. The Dune Popcorn Bucket, like we were on a roll. We were just nailing videos left and right. And then here comes safety videos. Like, all right, it's on track. It's like performing better than other videos, and then it gets demonetized and just flatlines and like, ugh.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know the YouTube game here, when a video gets demonetized on YouTube, YouTube has no incentive to push it to the audience. And so we see this time and time again. Even if YouTube themselves deny the claim, if your video gets demonetized, it's not going to get any more views.
Yeah.
You have to actively search it out if you want to watch it. It's not like banned from the internet.
Yeah. And it got demonetized for the guy that got his skin ripped off. That's in the thumbnail. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a little gruesome.
It is. I mean, to be fair, it is. Perhaps it was the right call.
And they're like, yeah, it was the guy getting the skin ripped off. And we're like, okay. You know, but that's the game we play, you know? At Corridor, sometimes we get demonetized, and we're cool with it. Well, we're not that cool with it, but we know it might happen. Yeah. And we'd rather make fun videos and occasionally have them be demonetized.
But your gray it wasn't gray matter. It was the non-Euclidean video that came out on the Crew channel. Was that the one accompanying gray matter?
Yeah.
Okay, so this was the Crew side video of that, and that's what we were talking about earlier. Where it's like you can make a sick short film, but we gotta have something accompanying it, and it also can't just be like behind the scenes, which is what we used to do way back in the day. It's like here's the glitch, and here's the behind the scenes to the glitch. You know?
Yeah, it needs to have like thought behind it, but like that was kind of a demonstration of like, and you can have a quarter crew video that is good and gets views, and you can have a corridor video that's sick, and you can do them all at the same time. You just gotta figure out the concepts and balance it, and you know, put in the work. So, yeah, and then can you hide from my super hearing helmet drops?
And speaking of what we were just talking about, that was an example of Sam wanting to make this Quiet Place parody. It was like he'd been talking about this for months. He's like, a quiet place, but with farts.
For months.
It's like, what if it's all quiet, but you have to fart really badly, and if you fart, you die. That was like the general premise.
And you're
again,
starving, and all you have to eat is beans.
And all you have to eat is beans. And when Sam gets locked in on an idea, he's got to make it. But we're like, Sam, we have to make some sort of behind-the-scenes video or some sort of accompanying video. And to Sam's credit, he locked down and kind of figured this out. And I think he was working with Austin on that video. And they came out with this idea that ended up being
Matt.
Matt was, oh, yeah, okay. They ended up coming up with this idea that ended up being a banger idea, regardless of any other sort of like accompanying content to it. It was like, make a helmet with a bunch of microphones on it. Can you echolocate just from that?
Yeah.
It was a cool idea.
The funny thing is, like, it comes out, it's like, got the thumbnail, it's doing okay, but the title was like, I built a superhuman hearing helmet, or I built a helmet like that's like the monsters in Quiet Place, and it was like a day had passed, the video was doing whatever. I was like, can you hide from my super hearing helmet? And I just typed that in one night and hit enter, and I didn't like run it by anybody. And the next day, the video was like, pew, and took off, and I was like, yes. But yeah, I mean, it was a good video. It probably would have popped regardless. Like,
I don't know. It's hard. Maybe not. Maybe not. It's hard to say
Maybe
sometimes. Sometimes it's just putting the right context in it to draw people in. It's like the video could be good, and if you've already clicked on it, if the video is good, people will watch it and stick through it. They won't click away. And the more people that do that, the more people will, the more views that video will get. That's just how the system works. But if they don't get that initial click, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
And that's why clickbait is a whole thing, because people want to get that initial click. But if you do it too hard, then it leaves a bad taste in people's mouths, and so then they don't want to click.
Innovation matters. But innovation that leads to better performance, that's what really matters. Bridgestone Innovation. Now in all terrain.
At all.
Yeah,
so it's a very fine, hard, difficult line to ride. And that's an example of like, just getting the right title in there, even if it's not clickbait, something that's just intriguing enough, works wonders.
Yep.
So we put a lot of effort into that.
And Griffin killed it with the thumbnail too. And then your Glass Moon
Dude,
video drops.
Glass Moon was a fun one. That was one that I forget. Oh, that one started as a Reddit comment. That one literally started as like, because the eclipse was this year, and people were like, "What if the moon?" Like someone on Reddit was like, "What if the moon was glass during the eclipse?" And I was like, "Oh, that's an interesting idea. Like that's cool. I mean, I'm probably not gonna get around to making this video, but like, neat concept." And then I just couldn't stop thinking about it. Kept thinking about it. I kept being like, "What would happen?" So then I actually like simulated it in C4D and realized I was like, "Wait a minute, nothing would change." It would be the exact same. Hold up. Hold up. And that's when I realized I have an incredible video idea in my hands, is because anytime you get something that has a very expected outcome and it's not that outcome, that is a recipe for a really interesting idea. And yeah, and Daniel and I worked on that. I think we had, I think it was one of the coolest intros I've made to a video.
That was where you're like, I'm going to try to put a lot of attention into the very beginning of the video. And
I did
make it a cool
almost
shot.
entirely by myself.
Yeah,
like I shot all the stuff by myself. I did all the effect, like.
It's a really cool sequence.
Especially with the ending with like the whole wave of heat coming in. And then I actually got like a glass moon. I had to change the index of refraction on the glass to get the sort of look just right. Because again, with the actual glass moon, nothing would happen, as the video would show, but getting that sort of like cool little black hole look as the glass moon goes in front of the sun, it was like, that was an actual real simulated effect, but it was just something closer to air than glass.
Yep. In the stunts world, we had Taryn Butler from Taryn Tactical come in, which was super cool. We had David Leach, who's like an incredible action director. He's done pretty much everything. He came in. He's from Minnesota, which made it really cool. We could like bro down just a little bit.
Nice.
Of course, Tiny Guns 3 happened.
Yeah, Tiny Guns 3 was a whole production. That was a huge production. Most of it was out in Texas. I was not involved at all with it.
Yeah.
That was a big Jake special. Maybe we should get Jake back on the podcast in the new year to kind of like talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
dude, what was your experience working with a robot arm?
It was really cool.
On the portal video.
It was like
the time portal. Because you've been talking about this time portal video for years.
Yes, I finally did it.
Long time. Like at least 5 or 6 years. I remember hearing you talk about this idea.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, if I just simplify it, I can do it with this robot here. Yeah, working with a robot arm is really cool. I very much have realized how much of a special instrument that is in the sense of like, I do not have a use for a robot arm for like 99.9% of my shots.
Yeah.
But there's that 0.1% where there's nothing else that can do it except for a robot arm.
And it's like, it's just complicated enough to use that you have to kind of know how to use it like you know how to use a visual effects program.
Right.
You know, it's like you have to have practice with it. And so the longer you go without using it, the more rusty you get. And so then that becomes its own barrier to entry. Like at this point, I'm like, oh, I could use a robot arm for something, but I don't really remember how to use it. But I need to get this shot done today, so I'm just going to do it the way I know how to do it. Yep. And next thing I know, we haven't touched the robot arm in a few months.
Yep. Yeah, it turns out it's really easy to use though. Like
it is. Yeah.
Sisu has done an amazing job putting like a software layer between like the KUKA arm, like engineering and robotics, and then like the end user. And they have this whole like keyframe system that's really cool and really intuitive. And it worked great. Like it never messed up. You know, sometimes I'd program something wrong or do something wrong, but like, yeah, it never messed up.
I used it a bunch on the Attack on Titan video at the end of last year. Almost exactly 1 year ago was that video. And yeah, I think it was like 2 or 3 shots in that video we used it on, like a clone shot. A shot where it's like I needed the camera to fly up to my face really, really quickly. That was a little intimidating. Yeah. Having like a camera weighing multiple pounds being thrown at your face at like 40 miles an hour and have it stop on a dime inches from your face.
Crazy.
It's like I just had to trust that I'm in the right position and I'm not leaning a little too far forward.
Can you imagine getting smacked in the face by a camera on a robot arm?
Oof.
That would hurt.
Oof. But okay, here's actually a question I have for the audience, because we had a video this year that actually did kind of pop off that I think is a repeatable format that we should try to do more of next year. And it was the 5 minutes, 5 hours, 5 days concept.
Yep.
As a format. And I think Jordan did a very good video did a very good job with that video. It wasn't just Jordan, it was also Dean. Dean did a lot of work on that, shaping the narrative and the story. Again, we had an expert come in. I forget this guy's name too, but he's done a bunch of like, he was like a visual effects coordinator, worked on movies. He worked on The Flash. But yeah, I want to try my own shot at doing like can I do this shot in 5 minutes? Can I do this shot in 5 hours? What would it look like if I did this shot in 5 days?
David Young, the joy is in the giving.
But the question is like, do we live up to that original video, which has all of the narrative, all the story behind it, or do we do it more as like a challenge, where it's like a render challenge type thing? I don't know. I think it's a really cool concept because I think it can really show all the layers of what you can do in a shot. Because it's the sort of like, I forget what the concept of it is called, but it's like if you have a week to do something, it's going to take you a week to do it.
Right.
Even if it should only take you a day to do it, if you have a week to do it, it's going to take you a week.
Yep.
you're gonna expand whatever time you have. You're gonna expand to fill whatever time you have to do the thing. And so it's like, if you have to get the thing done in 5 minutes, you're suddenly you don't care about a lot of different things.
Yep.
You only care about getting it done in the most efficient way possible, and that's gonna mean some jank if it's 5 minutes. That's a little too short. That's like comically too short. But 5 hours is kind of at that point where it's like, you should be able to do something acceptable within 5 hours.
Yeah.
Acceptable at the very least.
Yeah. You
And
can
then
be
5
creative.
days is that kind of the point where it's like, it's unacceptable to have anything that's like not perfect. It's got to be really good if you're putting 5 days into something.
Yeah. Which is always stressful when you're day 3 into something and it's not working.
Oh, dude.
Ugh.
Ugh. But yeah, I would like to pursue that video format more next year. So if you guys have some ideas on how to like elevate that concept a little bit or anything like that, or maybe even just if you want us to do that, you know, leave a comment down below on Spotify. Can you leave comments on Spotify? I don't know. Who's listening on Spotify right now?
Well, currently nobody because we're doing it live.
Yeah, we're streaming.
Man. And we can keep going, but at this point we're kind of starting to get into like recent history. But
I mean, we did a bunch of debunking videos this year.
Yep.
We're going to try to do more of those next year as well.
Yep. We did the muzzle flash thing. There's a Grand Canyon video.
Scale of Minecraft.
Scale of Minecraft blew
was
up.
a crazy fluke of an opportunity because it was like, it started off as me wanting to make a video about the true scale of video game maps. And the more I was like outlining this, the more I found myself fascinated with just Minecraft.
Yeah.
And that was easily able to expand into an entire video. And we had already basically finished the majority of the video. And then the Minecraft movie trailer, the Minecraft movie trailer drops. And it's like, wow, suddenly we have relevance, like mainstream relevance, which is always like a great thing to have happen with a YouTube video because it means there's going to be extra interest in that. And it's not something we planned, but once it started happening, we realized, okay, we have something working out well here. We had the podcast, we had a VFX Artist React episode, and we had the actual Minecraft scale video all come out at basically the same time within a week or two of the Minecraft trailer, which was a thing in relevance because it was controversial. People didn't like it. I was a much bigger fan of the second Minecraft trailer. Nico was not. We, of course, have a previous podcast episode talking all about that. But yeah, that was one of those, is serendipity the right word for that?
Yep.
Where it's just like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we just have more videos that kind of just explain or kind of go into the same sort of pursuits that we've been kind of getting into this year, which is like, we got the muzzle flash, the jump in the Grand Canyon, we got some more debunkings. I did the whole liquid Terminator effect that I've been talking about for multiple years now.
Yep.
Started getting into Gaussian splats. We did do one video, which was like one of those sort of group efforts. And that was the Star Wars prequel video.
Yeah.
What was it? Yeah. George Lucas wasn't done with the prequels. And of course, that was one where Peter worked on it, and we just kind of left Peter to his own devices, and he comes in with just like, wait, what the hell, Peter? This is so extra, and it's so unnecessarily high quality and hilarious. Which is classic Peter.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you know, Peter's been doing a lot of work for Saturday Night Live now.
Really?
You guys watch any of the digital shorts on Saturday Night Live, you're occasionally seeing some of Peter's work.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
Because, of course, you know, Mike Diva is the digital shorts director at SNL. And if you're friends with Mike, he will come to you.
And you know how to do VFX, and you're as good as Peter.
And prerequisite, you got to be as good as Peter.
Yeah. Man, and of course we got 10 million subs this year.
That was okay.
crazy.
So that was a whole thing, and we can kind of go into that a little bit about what happened yesterday. You mentioned at the beginning of this podcast we had like an 11-hour shoot yesterday.
Yeah.
We had a full-on Google production here.
Can we talk about what they were shooting, or should we keep it secret?
I don't know.
Let's
if we
not
can.
talk about what we actually shot, but we can talk about the shoot.
Yeah, so it was like, basically it was a big Google production. They were making a video. They scripted the entire thing, and they wanted us to basically... We're talking about visual effects, and we're transitioning between different parts of the studio using visual effects, and we're celebrating visual effects. That's the general thing, and Google's producing this. Google is like making this whole thing. It's like an official YouTube production.
Yep.
And it was just kind of crazy because we had about 25 people on set.
The all-new Dave & Buster's is here. with reservable social bays where you can play high-tech darts, social shuffle, and send your kids to Loserville. Dave & Buster's. Book your social bay today.
Not including us. Like, it was like a 30-person crew yesterday. There were like 4 people who were only doing just administration in the kitchen. They set up desks in the kitchen to like print out forms, sign releases, do like parking passes, like all of this stuff. Multiple people on like grip lighting, moving lights around, setting up all these silks and making sure the lighting is good. Multiple people on the camera crew, multiple cameras, multiple assistant directors, the main director, and then of course executives that are just kind of like sitting around making sure that the direction of everything is like in vision. It was a crazy thing, and it was because we are the go-to visual effects people on YouTube.
Yeah, it was just crazy.
We hit 10 million subscribers. we had this. So suddenly all these things are kind of coming together. I was like, wow, okay. And yesterday was cool because it was like, we were talent. We didn't have to worry about directing anything.
We were stars. We had makeup. We had craft. We had a handler.
I had so much makeup on. It was ridiculous.
I had a lot of makeup on.
And it's like, you wouldn't notice it on camera. It's just to make the lighting not so shiny on your face.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, oh yeah, this is what it'd be like if we took our corridor style videos and threw like huge budgets at them, like Hollywood level type effort.
Yep. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool being like the star and having all the lights and the cameras and the glam. But also it's like, it is a lot of work.
It was challenging work because it's like, we had to perform. It's like, all right, and action. It's like, okay, I have this long ass line that I have to recite and I don't know the line.
Yeah.
They have like these boards, they're not teleprompter boards, but they're kind of teleprompter boards off to the side, but like you're trying to deliver this stuff to each other without reading the boards. I realize it must be very hard for people at SNL because that's essentially how they do it. They're just looking off to the side reading a thing.
Yeah, because they have all their stuff written out by hand on cards.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. But so it was like, it was a cool experience and it felt very validating, especially after coming off. It's funny, hanging out at Christian's birthday party on Sunday. Happy birthday, Christian, in the chat.
Yeah.
He had some friends who weren't super familiar with like what we do, and they're like, yeah. So I was like, yeah, just YouTube. And they're like, do you do productions for like other? Anytime anyone has no idea who we are, and I'm trying to explain to them YouTube, at least I don't have to explain. Yeah, it is possible to make money on YouTube. At least I don't have to have that conversation anymore. But they're like, you don't do anything, like you don't like make commercials, like no. But I got to have the moment where I'm like, we actually just hit 10 million subscribers, and it stopped the conversation in the tracks because they immediately understood. They're like, oh, okay, I get it. Because they understand that, like, oh, if you're a big YouTuber, that's all you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to be like, yeah, we got 10 million subscribers, they're like, okay, that explained everything.
Heck
it was like, that was a cool feeling. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. And it's like actually true now. I don't have to round up.
I don't have to round up.
Because that's what I've been having to do for the last, like, it feels like 3 years.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we're at almost 10 million subscribers. We're basically at 10 million. It's like,
I basically have 10 million. That basically hurts, man.
Yeah.
I had a nice little moment too yesterday where as we were wrapping up, packing up, a guy comes to me and one of the crew members is like, hey, just want to say that you guys were one of the reasons I got into film and why I'm out here doing this.
Which guy was that?
Yeah, one of the grips.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like, it totally made my night. And like, it was really, really cool to hear that. I hope it's working out for him.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. But he's like, once I found out that the shoot was here, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be at the studio. So
that's
yeah.
super cool.
Anyways.
I've gotten those comments from people before too. It's like, oh, you got me into doing this. And it's like, part of me doesn't know how to react.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm like, wow, cool. How do I respond to that? That's like, it's like going up you kind of like changed my life. You literally physically altered the course of my personal timeline. And it's like, dang, when you see a video that just has an arbitrary number of eyeballs on it and you're like, it's so high, it's clipping the values of your understanding. It's hard to understand. And then like you have a person in real life tell you what that means to them.
Yeah.
And it's special. It's really, really cool. It's one of the coolest things about this job.
Yeah. So I don't know, if you're listening to this podcast, Mr. Grip Guy.
You don't want to say his name.
Yeah, sorry, just keeping it anonymous for the podcast, but thanks for telling me. It really means a lot that you would approach me. So yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I still can't get over that 10 million.
Yeah, it's coming into the fact that it's all happening at the end of the year. It's like year's almost over. We hit 10 million subs. We get the trophy, and then Google shows up and like, guys, let's film something with you to celebrate what you do. And we're like, oh, okay. 2024 is wrapping up pretty good. Like now we're like today's our last day of work at the studio until January. And it's like,
yeah, that's right.
What a nice like effective way to end the year. It feels like they should all end like this, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was one of my more chill endings of the year. Like last year I was crunching on that Attack on Titan video up until the last minute. I remember I literally finished the last visual effects shot like
Not enough clip to make the cut? Now just drag and extend your tracks to add frames, lengthen ambient audio, and avoid awkward cuts. Try Generative Extend in Premiere Pro Beta now, and never miss a beat.
At 7 p.m. on Friday, and the Christmas party was starting at like 7:30 or 8. It was one of those things that like finished the video at literally the last possible moment. And it was a stressful ending trying to get to that ending. And this year, it was like I didn't really have a specific video to like work on through the end. So it was like, I guess I'll try to do a bunch of reacts. I'll try to like participate everywhere I can. And we had this like, this whole Google shoot yesterday, and then we're gonna shoot React pretty much as soon as we're done with this podcast. And that'll be a React episode teed up for the beginning of next year.
Yep. Yeah.
Good times, guys. I'm happy to be here. I love working at Corridor. I love everyone who's here, and I'm looking forward to just spending another year trying to make more cool stuff. I'm gonna try to make more scale videos next year. I'd like to do visualizing the rising sea levels. Like if all the ice melted in the ice caps, how far would the ocean sea level rise?
That's cool.
I think that could be a good video. I think it could be an informative and good video, but I worry that it would be a depressing video. If I get like a little too real, you know, about like climate change and stuff. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. I haven't started writing it, but I got some other ideas I'd like to do. Like what about the true scale of underwater like sea cables, like internet?
I mean, that's a great one. I was watching this video about a guy who took a paraglider up to 10,000 feet. And one of the comments underneath, because like this is like the still frame or whatever, like he's sitting there, he's way
Is
up
it Tucker
high.
Gott?
No, maybe it was. I think he did do maybe it was him actually. Yeah, Tucker Gott.
He's the paraglider,
He's
or
like
the motorized paraglider YouTuber.
Yep.
I've watched a few of his vids.
But he had a picture of it, and the comment was, if he is on the surface of the ocean, the ground is where the Titanic is. It's just a sense of like, oh my gosh. Yeah. To like falling 10,000 feet from high in the air, like it feels crazy, but imagine that's water.
Yeah.
And you're sinking and sinking and sinking all the way down 10,000 feet to the ocean floor. It's like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Another water idea. This was a Vsauce idea. I was talking with Michael, I think last year, maybe it was beginning of this year. He was like, I really want this video to exist. And I was kind of thinking about doing it, but I don't think I'll get around to being able to actually do it. I want you to do it. And he gave me a classic Vsauce title idea. He's like, what if oceans were clear? I was just like, that's an amazing title. We should definitely do that video. Oh my God. But I don't know how to do that video. Like what? Like how would I do that? I don't know. It's like, there's almost no information about what the seafloor looks like across the vast majority of the planet.
I feel like you almost just cut to shots of deserts.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Because the ocean is basically just a silty desert floor.
Yeah, but then you'd have like tiny little like fuzzy particle systems off in the distance, and it's like, oh yeah, that's a bunch of whales, but they're really far away, and that's how deep the ocean is. It's like if you're looking at whales miles away from you, they're gonna be small.
I think I see a better title right there. What if water?
What if water? But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about next year, Nico.
Yeah,
I'm excited
me too,
to
man.
keep doing stuff.
Yeah, this is like, I mean, I've always felt like Corridor is like, you know, somehow lucked out to being at like the best possible place I could ever be at. But like this year's like, yeah, this is like truly a dream job, and like we're in such a, like a dream position.
Yeah,
it's pretty amazing. Yeah. Sorry, not to rub it in, everybody.
We're just trying to say that we are trying not to take it for granted.
Right. Don't worry, there's still plenty of work, and it's not all fun and games. but it's very, very fulfilling. And that's pretty special.
Thalassophobia.
Yeah.
I guess that's the fear of open water, is it?
Deep water.
Or is it the fear of Giannis Antetokounmpo? I can't even say his name. Giannis's brother? Or no, his name is Thanasis. Sorry, that was an NBA reference for all of you nerds.
There's also another phobia, which is like structures underwater, which is way better than thalassophobia. Maybe that is thalassophobia, but...
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Deep water, okay.
Oh, there's another term for... Yeah, maybe it's not thalassophobia. It's something else, but structures underwater, way creepier. Like,
yeah.
Imagine tipping the camera down and seeing a giant statue and you can just see the silhouette of the head sticking up from like 1,000 feet below.
Oh my god.
That's the other phobia.
God.
That's way cooler than deep water. Yeah.
Well, I think we should maybe wrap up this podcast. This is a fun one. It was fun kind of going through like the deep dive of what we did this year. I have friends who always post like, this is what I did this year. And it's like a compilation of all the videos they made or like, you know, stuff like that. And I've never done that. And I always am like, I should do that because the variety of the stuff I make every year is so intense.
Yeah.
And I've just never done it. So maybe I should do like a, the previous 10 years summarized in 2 minutes. But then I'm like, I never want to put the effort into that.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing like a kill count, corridor kill count. All the kills, all the kills that have happened in corridor videos into one compilation.
Oh, whoa. Okay. Do that as a YouTube short?
Yeah. I don't know if it'd be a YouTube short at that point. It might be a YouTube long. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I feel like I need to give one shout out to Puget.
Oh, dude.
Puget Systems.
Puget Systems.
It's an unsponsored shout out for being...
Yeah, it was kind of random. I didn't see that coming.
Very, very cool people to work
but
with.
Deserved nonetheless. They make the best computers. They have the best support. They have really good people. I'm biased because I'm like friends with some of the people that work there. Because we've been working with them for years now, we formed this relationship because they make really good computers. We used to work with other computer companies that make flashy computers that would break. And they didn't care if they broke, so they wouldn't help you. And so you're just stuck with a broken computer that you don't know how is broken. But Puget, first off, their computers rarely break. Rarely stuff goes wrong. But I've had...
Lights are going up, snow is falling down. There's a feeling of goodwill around town. It could only mean one thing. McRib is here. People throwing parties, ugly sweaters everywhere. Stockings hung up by the chimney with care. It could only mean one thing. McRib is here.
At participating McDonald's for a limited time.
I've had a problem with my computer, because especially the one that had like the 4 GPUs in it. It was a complicated thing. It ended up being a Microsoft problem, but they were always there to help out.
Yeah.
Unsponsored segment.
The thing that like really like won me over is when they sent the thermal images of the computer under load to be like, here's the heat points on your computer. We balanced it all out. And you're like, oh,
whoa,
these guys get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then like, they run tests on your computer on all the different things that you're going to use it for to show you the performance. And you're like, okay.
Like for my computer, they literally do like Octane render benchmarks and stuff like that. For others, they'll do like Photoshop benchmarks or Premiere Pro benchmarks.
Yeah, there's a lot of businesses where people are just doing the job. And there's a couple places where like people like the job they do and they do the best they can at the job. And that's been my experience working with Puget every time. And like, it's so rare to find businesses like that. So that's why they're getting the shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Puget, man.
Yep.
Very good stuff.
Pretty great.
Well, thanks for listening, everyone. This was a fun year. We're going to keep doing the podcast next year and tune in.
Yeah.
Wherever you're listening from, if you're watching on YouTube, watching on the stream, watching on Spotify or Audible or wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart.
Yes, and we're taking 3 weeks off. We'll be back in January and start dropping videos again.
It'll probably be January 8th. I think will be the first podcast of the year because we start on the 6th.
Yeah, we have a couple reacts coming out while we're gone.
Meat racks.
Meat racks. We call them meat racks because they're stored in the cellar. Dried and crispy, like jerky. Yeah, and you know, we're about to go into our little after party with the website subscribers, people watching the stream. So all y'all don't sign off yet. But yeah, like what Ren said, to everybody else listening elsewhere, thank you so much for joining us and for following our work and watching our videos. It's been an absolute joy making things for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. Into the after party. Boom,
And
boom, boom.
3, 2, 1. Ah!
Mopar's 5150, which is also American steel. Just bought one of the ultimate 63 Corvettes in the world, period. A holy grail car.
We're going to see that again at Grand Live.
So today we're in Livermore, California to rescue a 1963 Corvette split window. Guy bought a 1980, drove in his garage, didn't drive it again. That was 44 years. Why are we in front of a waterfall? I have no idea. Sean's ready for the rescue. See that? I can't swim. So grab your cup of Joe and let's go rescue a 1963 Corvette split window. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Sorry, it's good coffee.
Outstanding.
The diseases are still there. They're not gone. And at the end of the day, it's my job as a mother to keep my child safe.
We made USAA for homeowners who like being ready. That's why we have safety tips for things like fires, home security, and USAA insurance just in case. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for.
So 1963 split window Corvette. We're out in California, a beautiful area. We won't say where we are exactly. They've owned this car since 1980, and it has been sitting since the early 1980s. By looking at the trim tag, it was originally a silver car with a dark blue interior. Being a California car, beautiful chassis. Obviously, it's been color changed. 4-speed. It's always a great day when you find a split window and rescue it. And we got one more surprise on this trip. Let's go in here. An original, unrestored, 3-owner, but the first owner only had it for a couple weeks. And this gentleman knew the second owner of this car since new. So an unrestored 64. Numbers matching, low miles. Obviously white, red interior. Very nice car. That's going to detail out and clean up great. It is 2 tops, soft top, hard tops over in the corner. If you look inside it, extremely clean car. 47,931 miles. I mean, even the steering wheel's beautiful. Gauges are great. 4-speed. Great survivor. This car just needs a service and a detail. So we got a big surprise we got here with the 63 split window that this car was here. And fortunately, we had enough funds on us to buy it as well. So we're not gonna be able to fit this in the trailer, so it's gonna sit here and we'll bring it back in a couple of weeks, but look for this one soon. Beautiful 64 Roadster. This clock looks to be in nice shape. Gauge cluster, showing 36,000 miles. Thank you, sir. And this is really neat. An old AC GM box. Look at that. Very cool. Love stuff like that.
Sticks and shovels.
You're right, Sean P. Original owner's manual. Not a reproduction one. Second edition. Pretty neat. Well, Sean, we bought the 64
The other
Corvette also.
So what does that take us to this year?
But I don't think it'll fit the trailer.
No.
Oh, that's right. I didn't think about that. I think
What,
that's
34?
No, we were at 36, 37, 38 Corvettes this year.
Wow.
Pretty good year for Corvettes.
Year's not over yet.
No, it's not. But I don't think that's going to fit in there.
No.
All right. But what I do want to do while we're here is go ahead and put the hardtop on it.
Okay.
And I don't know who's going to pick it up. Probably you, but. And,
What?
Yep. Oh, that's my gut. I hit that car. Come on, shirt. It's a neat car. I think that hardtop's from another Corvette, which, whatever, it's not a big deal.
It's a nice Survivor.
Very nice Survivor. I think that was a one-top only car.
Oh, boom.
Maybe.
Feels like it's in. I needed that there. Oh, of course. Yeah.
That's a good shot. I exaggerated that. Well, that went almost perfect. Not a hitch. That's a good sign, sir. That means the car likes us.
Yeah.
It didn't fight going into the trailer. Sometimes they do. Well, that's the view you want to see right there when you open your trailer. A 63 split window.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, we ordered tacos al pastor, and it says that they are pineapple marinated pork. Never heard of that before, so I've had to order street tacos. They look good. Really good. As always, this was recommended by the owner of the Corvettes. And this is their world famous bean dip. Looks like refried beans with cheese on top of it to me. But really good. I think it's Los Orozcos in Livermore, but we'll show that when we walk out. Casa Orozco. Pineapple marinated pork. It was great. I'd try it again. Let's go home.
Here are a few last-minute gift ideas from Best Buy.
As you guys know, a big part of Coffee Walk and life in general is food, and I love food. So I've been eating healthy for quite some time now. 2 pre-prepared meals every day, except for when we have our cheat day for Coffee Walk, which is meals. Try a chomp, come and chomp in. Click the link in my description box, chomps.com/Dennis Collins. So this year's been the year of the Corvette. I think we're approaching 40 Corvettes this year. That's my waist going off, sorry about that. We're heading to Mannheim Auction Dallas, which is a wholesale auto auction for dealers only. I have had an auction card and been a member there for 40 years. There are some incredibly special Corvettes coming up today at auction, wholesale for dealers only. One of them is a 1953 Corvette, serial number 5. Obviously one of the first Corvettes ever built. What I'm really excited about is just a 63 Z06 big tank split window Corvette. For those of you who know Corvettes, those are both Holy Grail cars. There's also a 67, 427, 435 horse, highly optioned Roadster. So those are 3 extremely desirable and 2 Holy Grail Corvettes.
All right, we are here at Dallas Auto Auction. Let's go see some Corvettes being sold wholesale at auction. Very rare cars, and this is very unusual. See how fast these cars are moving out of this lane? That's how fast they're selling these cars. Look at that. One after another. It's crazy. Wow. 427, obviously big block. 435 horse, tri-power. Looks to be the original window sticker on the car. Absolutely amazing. You can always tell it's a 68 by the way the door handle is. You got the button and the grass on there. 68, 427, 435 horse tri-power car. Wow. Red 71 with its original window sticker taped to the glass. Automatic power window car. But this is one of the stars of the show right here. This is not the serial number 5 car we're looking for, but it is a 53 Corvette. '55 Corvette, first year of the V8. So this is won some of the top awards. So it's an over-the-top, incredibly correct restoration. Now here's one of the stars of the show.
Thank you, sir, but no, I cannot.
1953 Corvette, serial number 5. Fuel injected 62. Wow. Again, an over-the-top restoration. These are all very special awards. Top Flight, Bloomington Gold, Triple Crown, which means it's won 3 of the biggest awards you can possibly win, which means it's one of the absolute best 62s in the world. 54 Corvette. '58 Corvette, factory fuel car. Wow, some incredible cars here. 57 Corvette, factory fuel car. One of my favorite Corvettes of all time, 1967, 427, 435 horse, bolt-on wheels, side exhaust. Of course, 4-speed. Incredible. Matching number, scored 96.6 points out of 100. So a near perfect car.